Hey, what's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Welcome in, welcome in. Yo, yo, yo. Hey, Lindy. Hey, Ogden. Dory, Shush, and Corey. Dory, Shush, and Corey. I feel like I'm rhyming over here. Like am I doing like nursery rhymes? Is it nursery rhyme Tuesdays? Truth, Ogden. All right, I might have already said hi to Ogden. That's okay. Shush is somehow in both chats. That's impressive. Lindsay, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? Special hello to all my members out there. All my members and all my mods. All the King's horsemen and all the King's men. All the King's horsemen and all the King's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Well, come on in, everybody. Really appreciate you guys being here. Sodium wants to know when he's gonna be a mod. Sodium, have you changed your ways? Have you changed your ways, Sodium? That's the question. Okay. What's going on, Chester? What's going on, Lindy and Lady? Yeah, I know that cord is very long. That cord is very long on for that other headset. This one's actually a short one. The other one's like super long. You can actually get extenders for these ones though that are like super, super long, funny enough. Exactly. Well, Corey, you will, Sodium, you will. I will make you a mod when Corey says it's okay. Okay? When Corey gives you permission, then you can be a mod. Polly for Puerto Rican governor. I'm not Puerto Rican though. How am I going to be the Puerto Rican governor? Silver says, I've been watching since August and can't wait to become a member. Well, you can become a member whenever you would like. If you would like to become a member, all you have to do is go to my page, right where it says, wherever you hit subscribe, it'll say join right there. And you can hit that join. And for what I think is a pretty reasonable price, you can become a member, right? I think that's pretty cool. I think for a pretty reasonable price, you can become a member. Yeah, I don't like it. I'm losing the hat for the day. I'm losing the hat. No hat. Doesn't feel comfortable today. Doesn't feel comfortable today. Yo, 1 second. I gotta turn my fan. It's hot in here. There we go. Much better. It's hot. So, and no, I don't speak Spanish either. So you do not want me being the Puerto Rican governor. Okay? If I was gonna be anything, I'd be the president of Puerto Rico. All right? Oh, Silver, please wait until you're financially stable to do it. Do not do it before that. But maybe if you hang around, someone will gift you a membership, and then even better, right? Maybe someone will gift it on over. We do tend to get some people over here that like to gift memberships. So hey, who knows? Maybe you'll be one of the lucky ones. All right, maybe you'll be one of the lucky ones. I feel like my camera is off. I don't like it. There you go. Let's get me centered a little bit. Yeah, maybe someone will gift one. People do like to gift a bit. People do like to gift a bit. People like to gift a little bit more, usually in the other version of the live, in the other orientation. Okay. Nana's looking for a gifted, but you're not going to find them over there. Okay. You're not going to find them in that side of things. You're only going to find gifted memberships on a different platform. So just thought I'd throw that out there. See if we can get a... Sorry, let me dial in this real quick. That looks pretty good, huh? Oh, that's even better. That's even better. There it is. I was looking for it. All right, y'all. Speaking of people becoming members, look at Tony. Tony just became a member. Dubs in the chat for Tony for becoming a member. That's freaking awesome. Really appreciate that, Tony. Big ups for Tony becoming part of the crew. That's really, really great. You still know how to get on my Discord? Well, that's actually a lot harder than... That's actually a lot harder. My Discord is a pain. Any update on Dump's 8 p.m. Eastern deadline? Yes, he already tacoed. There's your update. Yep, he already tacoed and has decided that he is not going to do it. So, there's your update. Yeah, and for no, hey, I'm not saying it's a bad thing he tacoed. I wish Donald Trump would taco more. Usually the things he says that he's going to do are usually the worst possible thing that he could do. All right. So I'd rather him taco more. All right. I think it's better for the United States when he tacos. So, yep, he's already called it off. He said, nope, I'm not going to bomb anyone. Now, granted, who knows if that means he's actually not going to do it or if he means he's going to do it tonight. But he said he wasn't going to, so we'll see. He said he wasn't going to, so we'll see. Yeah. He was like, if you guys, he's like, I don't want a ceasefire. Or he's like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And then he didn't do it. Yeah. Hello, Kitty. Thank you so much for also becoming a member. Big dubs in the chat for that. We got 2 members over there. 2 brand new members over there. That is absolutely amazing. I really appreciate that. Dubs in the chat for Hello Kitty fan. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. Please come in, hit that like button, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We're about to open up the phone lines and get this thing going. Time to have some fun. I'm just waiting for those likes to get up over 5,000. No, Dolphin, I am not over there. No, I'm not. I tried for like quite a long time, and no one showed up, so I left. And certain people kept being, and I'm not talking trash on these people. I'm not talking trash to these people. I am just saying that certain people were like, oh, you got to like pay more attention to the people over here. And I'm like, that's totally cool. That's totally cool, except for there are 30 people watching me there and 2,000 everywhere else. So it makes it a little difficult to concentrate only on the 30 people. You know what I'm saying? Just after a while, just kind of became a, not worth it type of thing. In my opinion. But hey, if you'd like to support the live, we do have 2 brand new members today, which is absolutely awesome. I really appreciate that. I think that's absolutely amazing. So if you'd like to support, you can become a member. Like I said, you go to my page right next to where it says subscribe. You can hit join. That's where you can become a member, help support the live, help support, independent style medias and independent style debates like this, which is, some of the very few pieces of media not owned by Trump and the Ellisons right now. So supporting, independent media is super, super important. So if not me, make sure you're supporting somebody else too, because it's all important, right? Not just me. So yeah, absolutely. If you still support Donald Trump, you can call in on the phone lines or join the guest request box. The phone lines are now open. If you like support, I do have super chats, super stickers, pay links in the bio, all at Polypolitics. I also have my live gift goal. I'm just going with the 1 fireworks to start it off really easy because we only have 2 gifts to clear out the gift gallery and then we're done for the week. So I'm just going to put 1 of each of those up and see if we can knock those out nice and easy like, See if we can knock those out nice and easy like. No point in wasting time with the rest of the stuff. I still feel like I'm out of focus over here. Sorry. I feel like I'm still like slightly out of focus. And maybe it's just me. One sec. Hello?
Oh.
Hello, how are you?
Doing good, sir.
Awesome. How old are you?
What'd you say?
How old are you?
24.
Awesome. Stand by. Someone said I'm a little out of focus. See, on this live, I don't feel like I'm out of focus at all. No, not out of center, out of focus. I know I'm a little to the left. I don't think I'm out of focus over here. Oh, let's see. Yeah, I think I look fine on the portrait live. It was the landscape live that I was worried about. Not about that one. Yeah, I think I'm just fine over there. That's my landscape live I was a little worried about. Anyways, before we get started, Capo, thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships. Big W's in the chat. For that 10 gifted memberships. Oh my goodness. Hell yeah. Starting things off right. Hopefully whoever wanted one earlier got one. That's really, really cool. So thank you so much. Huge W's in the chat for Capo. And also Sweets, thank you so much for the fireworks and putting me 1 away from clearing out that gift gallery. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Big W's in the chat for Capo and for Sweets. That's absolutely huge. Anyway, sir, how old are you? I'm sorry, I know I already asked that, but I forgot already.
24.
Awesome. And you still support Trump?
Yep.
Awesome. Why is that?
Well, when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, my parents were liberals, and it was just kind of sad to see what it does to the mind.
All right. So I can already tell this is going to be a worthless conversation, huh?
What do you mean worthless?
I mean that this, do you know what like being worth something is?
Yep, I'm worth a lot.
Okay. Well, you're not proving that right now, sir. But what I was saying is,
Polly, there's a reason they upped my salary.
Don't poly me. Be quiet. Thank you.
Shit, my bad, bro.
Yeah, I asked you why you support Trump, not why you hate your parents.
But they're libbies, and we don't like.
I could not give a shit.
Sorry. Well,
sir, if you want to talk about your relationship with your parents, you need to get a therapist. Okay, I don't get paid enough to be your therapist.
Therapist is sissy stuff, like my grandpa said.
Sounds like a guy with some mental health issues.
So you cut out what issues?
Yeah. So anyways, why do you support Trump?
Well, I just feel like his economy is really good, man.
Okay, and how's the economy good? Under which metric?
Once again, I can't hear you very well. You said something and it said under what metric? What did you say?
Yeah, you said the economy is good, and I said under what metric?
Gas prices, man, they're pretty good.
Gas prices are the highest it's been since the literal meltdown after COVID. And he hung up. All right. Well, I could kind of tell that wasn't going to be a great conversation, but I did think that he was going to last a little longer than that. Oh, my goodness. My dad didn't love me. That's why I support Trump. Actually, I guess that kind of does make sense. That part actually kind of checks. Hello, how are you?
Good about you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I am 16.
Nope. Sorry, man. Have a good one. You must be 18 years or older to be on the live. I do appreciate you guys, but you do have to be at least 18. So thank you for your honesty, but no, you got to go. Yeah, that's just super weird. Just like, why do you hate Trump? My parents were liberals. It's weird, dude. It's weird. Anyways, y'all, if you still support Trump, you guys can call in. Preferably if you can tell me why you support Trump, besides the fact that your parents didn't love you. Preferably. Like, so far, that's where the line is, and that's a pretty low line. All right. That's a pretty low line. Scott, thank you so much for the $5. Also said, I'm Canadian and never missed an election. Voted all time voted conservative, but no to Trump. No more voting conservative here. That's how bad Trump is. Is Donald Trump is making Canadians not vote conservative. Isn't that nuts? Right? That's how bad the president is. That he's making other countries decide not to. He's making other countries move left. That's wild. That's a special kind of bad. You know? Thank you so much, Scott. And Ted had said, I used to be liberal. I used to be atheist. I used to read books. I used to like facts. I used to not be racist. Not me, the callers. Maybe the last one. Yeah, they always used to be something or another. You know, I voted for Obama. You know, I used to be a liberal. You hear that so much. It's so wild. I used to be a liberal. Hello, how are you?
Hey.
Hi, how old
How
are
are
you?
you?
Dada.
31. Hey, good.
What?
All right, I'm just going to go pay attention to your kids, because if you don't, they're going to end up like that last caller. Okay? Oh, there was just a couple people in the guest request box. I was about to bring them up. That's sad. Anyways, they run so quickly. They have attention spans of like 2-year-olds. Yeah, go pay attention to your kids and don't be here, okay? Because then they grew up really bad. Caitlin, thank you so much for the thumbs up. I appreciate that. Don't know how to pronounce that, but thank you so much for the floating heart also. I really, really appreciate that also. If you still support Trump, you can call in or join the guest request box. Like I said, there were some people here. But I guess if you don't bring them up in the first half a second, then they're little attention spans. Hypocrite, where's your kid? Probably having dinner with her mother, I would assume. Hello, how are you?
What about you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
22.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
No.
Awesome. I appreciate that, man, but I am going to let you go. Thank you so much. Oh, and that person left. Guys, please only call in if you're of age and you support Trump. Hello, how are you?
What do you say? I'm doing good, man.
Awesome. How old are you?
29.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Why is that?
Well, you might think this sounds like bad, but I'm from Israel, man, and I just love my home state.
Okay.
And Trump just supports the ideas of Israel best, man.
Well, you're right. He definitely does put Israel over the United States.
What's wrong with that, man?
Because he's the president of the United States. And he
Yeah,
should be
but
putting the people of the United States first.
But Israel's the greatest ally,
So what?
so we should help them out first.
You think we
Love
should
the
help our
fam over
allies before we help ourselves?
Think about it when an NFL player.
No,
gets
I asked you a
rich.
question.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So just dumbassery.
Wait, what do you say? What do you say, man? What do you say? Ollie? Ollie? Ollie, are you on nut? Ollie, I heard your Johnson quivering.
You're not very good at this, you know that?
I actually am.
Even if you were trolling, you're just not good at it. It's pretty impressive.
Hey,
Like,
what's
that's
up,
the
man?
sad part. Even if you're trolling, you're not doing a good job at it. And that's the sad part. How are you going to be a bad troll? Hello, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I just noticed that you seem really uptight, and I was wondering if I could like stick my dick in your ass and maybe like loosen you up a little bit.
No, I'm good. I've had better offers, thanks.
So you don't want my dick in your butt?
No, sir. It sounds like it's way too small to get anywhere near me, okay?
Oh, but you do like dick in your ass.
Your mom sure did last night.
Oh, that was almost funny. See how nobody...
Anyways, again, this is why I kicked the guy off earlier, okay, who would need to take care of his kid. Because this is what happens, all right, when you don't take care of your children. They end up like that guy, all right? And nobody wants that. That's not good. Nobody wants you to end up like that. Just being weird and shit. No. Sorry, it's just weird. You keep talking shit about me. You're gonna end up calling me daddy after a while. All right. One way or another. You're gonna end up calling me daddy. If you still support Trump and you have the maturity level higher than a 4-year-old, please call in or join the guest request box. If you would, please, thank you. If not, please go ahead and keep hitting that like button. Let's get this thing up to about, let's get this thing up to 50,000 likes over on the TikTokies over there, and hit that like button if you're over on the YouTubes. Really appreciate that. I want to tell you. Also, if you guys like support, I do have the meteor shower up. I know it's the big one. It's my last one on my gift gallery, so it's got to be up there. I really appreciate that. Scott, thank you so much for the $2. Said, can't you tell maggots by the hillbilly dialect? No, sometimes they surprise you. No, there's some people out here. There's some people with some real hillbilly accents that actually completely have brains and don't like Donald Trump. All right. You don't judge a book by its cover. I live in the South. Okay. There's plenty of people with hillbilly accents that aren't complete idiots. All right. There's plenty of them. All right. Oh my god, Hoodie Girl, thank you so much for the meteor shower. You W's the chat for a Hoodie Girl. We're clearing the gift gallery already. That is absolutely amazing. I appreciate that so much. Can we get huge W's in the chat for Hoodie Girl for clearing out that gift gallery right at the beginning of the live, getting that out of the way, being done with it for the week. I really appreciate that. W's in the chat for Hoodie. That is absolutely amazing. Absolutely, absolutely amazing. Hello, how are you? Hello?
Yep, good.
Awesome. How old are you?
23.
I'm sorry, did you say 23?
Yep.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yep.
Awesome. Why is that?
I support his war against BRICS.
You support his war against BRICS.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And how is he committing war against BRICS?
By taking out Venezuela and bombing Iran.
He took out Venezuela?
Oh, he took out Maduro, so
Is Maduro
they're kind of under our
Venezuela?
control now. They're a lot more friendly to the U.S. now.
They're how?
Well, now they're directly working with us with our crude oil,
How?
and we stole all of their oil.
We did, huh?
Yeah, that was based.
Yeah, no, we didn't. Yeah.
We We took a substantial amount of it.
We took a little bit of it. The entire point of it was completely to just cut off Cuba. And that wasn't any different than what Maduro was already willing to do on his own.
Okay, but you would say it was still a hit towards BRICS.
Why? Venezuela isn't a BRICS nation.
They were gearing up with China.
Doesn't make them a BRICS nation.
They're adjacent.
They're BRICS adjacent. That's the thing. That's what we're going with.
Well, if we didn't hit them, they would have backed their crude oil with their stable coin to hit at the U.S. reserve currency.
Oh, and how would they have done that?
Well, they would have just started competing with our petrodollar using their stable coin.
You think Venezuela has the ability to compete with our petrodollar with their stable coin?
I think it adds more fuel to the fire from what China was already doing.
What does this have to do with taking over BRICS?
Well, the BRICS isn't directly in war with the United States. They're trying to undermine our petrodollar, and that was adjacent to their goals.
So you think that taking out a leader who already would have agreed to everything anyway, in order to stop crude oil from going to Cuba, somehow was a war on BRICS, even though that nation isn't even a BRICS nation?
Yes.
Do you know how many hoops? Do you know how many hoops of assumption you have to go through to even close to get to that point?
Well,
this is like some girl math, like it's like some girl math, like, well, you know, if you buy four and you get one for free, right? Then it makes sense to buy all five, even though you needed zero. You know, like that's some like girl math stuff, right? Oh, if we stop Venezuela, all right, from giving oil to Cuba, then we're somehow stopping BRICS nations, which Venezuela doesn't belong from switching over the petrodollar to a stable coin that they had no ability to enact.
Why do you say they had no ability to enact it?
Because the stable coin that Venezuela would use is not stable enough to take over the U.S. petrodollar, not in order to have the backing.
Well, they would have.
You're right. Girl math is actually a lot more is a lot more based. You're 100% correct.
Oh, they were adjacent. They made China weaker, though. They made China and their allies.
China is so much stronger right now. China is literally licking their fucking lips right now.
See that China doesn't back them.
Yeah, China is literally licking their lips right now.
Well, currently because of Iran, but that's going to end soon.
Oh, is it?
Yes, sir.
And how's that?
Did you not see the latest news?
Yeah, Donald Trump backed out.
You could see it that way.
Oh, I mean, that's what he does every single time. He backs out, says that things are going to happen in 2 more weeks, and then claims victory. He's done that about 3-4 dozen times just in this term. He was going to implement all these tariffs, then he backs out of the tariffs, and then he fucking says, "Oh, we're gonna have a deal in 2 weeks," and then 2 weeks go by, and then it's like, "Oh, 2 more weeks," and then 2 weeks go by, and then a whole other 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks go by, and another 2 weeks, and here we are a year later with none of those tariff deals, none of those trade deals he talked about. Right? Oh, we're gonna have Greenland in 2 weeks, or we're gonna replace Obamacare in 2 weeks.
Yeah, but wouldn't you say that postponing the bombing was a positive, though, for this specific
It's a
incident?
positive for humanity, but it doesn't mean anything towards ending the war.
I mean, they're opening the strait, so there's more progress now than there was before.
With that theory, then we never should have bombed them because the strait was wide open before we did that.
Oh, that's because Israel is our greatest ally.
What does that have to do with the strait being closed?
That's why we had to bomb them.
We had to bomb them because Israel said so?
Yep.
So
We had
we're
to
just
support our
Israel's little
allies.
bitch. That's what you're saying.
Well, I wouldn't put it like that. It's
No,
more
that's
like
exactly how you're putting it.
we're
You're saying that we have to do what Israel wants because we're their little bitch.
they're our ally, man. They ask us for a favor, we have to do it.
You think that's how an alliance works? That any ally that asks us for a favor, we just have to do it? You should go look at NATO when Donald Trump asked them for a favor, you know, like in helping open the strait, and they told them to fuck off.
Yeah, that's why we can't rely on NATO, and we have to stay tight.
No,
with
that's not what the
Israel.
point of this conversation is. Don't try to switch it. You think that every
So-
single time an ally asks us for a favor, we just have to fucking do it?
Well, we have to keep our closest ally in good terms, though.
We have to keep our closest
NATO is
ally
not
in
reliable.
good terms.
Yeah, NATO is not reliable.
NATO is reliable. The Israel is not reliable. Also, they're not our greatest ally. They're actually barely a fucking ally.
What do you mean? They do all the proxy wars we want them to do in the Middle East.
That's not an alliance. That's a bitch.
Nah, they just needed help on Iran.
No,
like,
that's not an
bombed all the
ally.
other
That's a bitch.
countries.
Yeah. Our greatest ally was Canada, but you know, Donald Trump fucked that up all the way to hell, right? Then we had very strong alliances, places like Mexico, places like the UK. Actually, Germany had become an incredibly close ally. And you know, the cool thing about all of those alliances that we had much stronger ties with, much stronger economic ties with, actually met us on a very even basis when it came to like our to ideas of freedom and morality and democracy and all those sort of things, right? We had all of those things with all those countries, and we threw all of that away, right? Like, did Israel after we were attacked on 9/11, right? And there was 20 something countries that all came to help us, fight in Afghanistan, right? To try to go after bin Laden after 9/11. There was 20 plus countries that went to war with us side by side and helped us fight. Was Israel one of them? No. They didn't come and help us.
Yeah, but things change now. NATO's weaker, and then those other countries aren't going to be able to help us against BRICS.
NATO is literally stronger than it's ever been. Well, at least was until Donald Trump came and fucked it all up.
Because we were subsidizing it.
You think Israel's going to help us against China?
Maybe in proxy. Well, they help stabilize the Middle East. Well, like keep it under control.
Yeah, if that's not going to fucking happen. Israel won't fucking help us at all. Yeah, they'll be completely out of the fucking fight. Not even close. Not to mention, if China attacked the United States, right, and they actually did attack us, then every single nation in the Middle East is going to wipe Israel off the planet because they know they won't have the U.S. backing. So they won't even exist anymore.
I think they're self-sufficient enough to handle a lot of them.
They're not.
Saudi Arabia wouldn't attack them.
Yeah, they would.
It would just be a couple. You think they would attack Israel?
Mm-hmm. Sure do.
I would say they're more adjacent to us.
We're going to be out of the picture because we'll be fighting China.
Well, it wouldn't be a direct. It would be more like proxy economic wars.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Direct.
Because NATO is a strategic defense alliance, not an economic proxy war alliance. And you're saying NATO is weak. So we're not talking about an economic proxy war. We're talking about direct kinetic contact.
Well, that would be like Ukraine and Russia. That we have Ukraine handling Russia, and then it's basically just China, but they're not very confrontational.
Do you know what the point of NATO is?
I don't really see how they benefit us that much.
Do you know what the point of NATO is?
Nah.
Nope. So how are you saying it's weak if you don't know what the point is?
Because it can be weak, and
you don't know whether
not
it's weak because
know
you don't know what the point of it is. You have to know what the point of something is, okay, in order to say whether it's weak or not. All right.
All right. What's the point of this?
You can't say whether they like if you see a giant box and you're like, and you put your freaking food in it and it doesn't heat it up, and you're like, this is a shitty microwave, and you're like, well, because it's not a microwave, because it's a refrigerator. So yeah, it's not supposed to heat things up. So you need to know the point of the thing.
Right?
So you need to know what the point of the thing that you're talking about is in order to know whether it's effective at doing that job. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Okay, sir. So you cannot say something is weak unless you know what its job is.
Yeah, I just said it's like a trade alliance, right?
No,
That's not the main function of it.
not even a function of it. Not only is it not the main function of it, it is not a function of it at all.
Don't they get together to put tariffs on certain countries?
Nope, sure don't.
Then actually, I have no idea what their use case is. I think they're kind of useless.
Again, of course you think they're useless because you don't know what it's for.
What is it for then?
Sir. I'll be more than happy to tell you what it's for. I like literally, I don't mind like teaching you. My question is, if you don't know what something is, then how can you know that it's useless? Once you answer that question for me, I'll explain it to you, okay? But I need to know how you cannot know what something is and then say that it's useless. Like that's impossible, right? You can't possibly know that something is useless unless you know what it is.
It's evidence of absence. Its use case eludes me.
It's evidence of absence?
Yeah.
What is that even supposed to fucking mean? Are you fucking Confucius or something now?
It means there's evidence, since its use case eludes me, that brings me to the conclusion that it has no use.
Oh, okay. So, sir, just because something eludes you doesn't mean that it doesn't exist, right? Just because you haven't looked into it doesn't mean that it's pointless, right? Like, I don't understand how hieroglyphics were used in ancient Egypt, but that doesn't mean that they don't exist and they weren't useful. I just don't understand them because I've never studied that. See how that works? Your inability to understand it doesn't mean that it's useless, okay? Let me ask you a question. Do you know what Article 5 of the NATO agreement says?
Nah.
All right, perfect.
No clue.
It is the collective defense agreement. It is the pivotal part of the NATO agreement, right? Because NATO is a collective defense agreement, all right? And the Article 5 of NATO says if one country in NATO is attacked, then all countries will come to its defense. Okay? That's what it's for, okay? It is not to be useful at all times. It's not to go out and do things. It is collective defense, all right? So if China decides one day that they're going to attack the United States, what it says is that every single other country in NATO now has to go attack China, all right? So now it makes it much less likely, all right, that China is going to attack the United States because China doesn't want to mess with the United States, but they sure as hell don't want to mess with the United States and all of fucking NATO, right? Because then they stand no chance, all right? Now, Article 5 of the NATO agreement has only been enacted one time, all right? Only one time has a country been attacked, and all of the other countries came to their defense. Do you know who enacted it?
No.
You want to take a guess?
Wait, was it 9/11?
It was the United States. It was 9/11. When we went into Afghanistan in the United States, all of those NATO countries for 20 years came and fought right next to us, right? The entire time. We're the only one who has ever asked those countries to ever come to our defense again. So you're right. It's not just, well, first of all, it's been very evident that it has worked for a long time, right? Besides that, the entire point of it is that you never have to use it. That's the entire point. The point is that if you have a full collective defense, you are too scary for anybody to ever challenge it. Okay, that's the entire point. It's like it's almost like the theory of mutual destruction, right? Same sort of thing, right? It's the entire idea is that we all stand together as one giant military, as one giant attack and defense force, right? And so that nobody ever has to use it. But as we separate from that, then we become less dangerous. We have less of a defense force, which means we're more likely to get attacked. All right? You don't want to have to use NATO. If you want to have to use NATO, that means one of the countries were attacked.
Weren't we subsidizing a lot of it before, though? That's
No.
why we kind of started leaning away from it.
No.
We weren't subsidizing a lot of
No.
the countries there. So what about all the funding that was pulled?
What do you mean? What about all the funding that was pulled?
Didn't Trump say he was pulling a bunch of funding for NATO?
Nope. That's not how it works. Again, sir, you need to read the NATO agreement before you start saying something is useless. Okay? If you don't know what it is, then you can't know whether something is useful. Okay? Because the funding for NATO out of like a small, like little, like, I think it's like a $6 billion budget that is split between all whatever 23 countries I think are in NATO. I might be a little off on that number, but at 20 whatever countries that are in NATO, okay, which is like nothing, which is like chump change to us. The entire rest of it, all right, the entire rest of the money is just how much a country will spend on their own GDP in military spending. Right? That's it. Like, that's all it is. It said, the original writing said that all countries in NATO will spend 2% of their budget, 2% of their GDP on their own military. That's all.
And so what was the issue with that?
I don't know. What was the issue with that?
Well, there was a claimed issue, wasn't there? Wasn't there an issue that was they weren't paying their fair due or something?
There was a few countries that were paying between 1.5 and 2%. That's true. But that wasn't having a major negative effect on NATO. I'm sorry, if Luxembourg, a country of like 12 people, is paying 1.7% instead of 2%, it really doesn't affect whether somebody wants to attack NATO, right?
I guess.
Yeah. If Spain is at 1.9% of their GDP going to their defense budget instead of 2%, does that mean that like China's like, oh, well, they were at 1.9%. Looks like NATO's open, ready to attack, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. Like, do you think the other countries would even make a difference with China wanting to attack us or not?
Yes. Of course they would. What do you think? Like, you think that, like, you know, like the freaking Royal Navy is like one of the biggest navies in the world? What are you talking about? They have they have a shit ton of fighter jets, they have a shit ton of boats, they have a huge standing army, they have special forces unit. Why would that not be scarier?
I mean, if it comes down to China direct conflict with us, I think that would just come down to the nukes. So I don't even think they're that useful.
You think it would just be nukes? Well, then obviously you are not familiar with the theory of mutual destruction either. Mutually assured destruction.
Yeah, that's why I don't think we would ever go to war with China. I think NATO is just useless.
Yeah, no, that's a really dumb take.
So if we started bombing China, they wouldn't use nukes?
Why would we start bombing China? And if we started bombing China, NATO wouldn't come into effect because it's a defense agreement, not an attack agreement.
So if they started bombing us, you don't think nukes would get involved?
No.
I think that's why we've never attacked each other.
I think there's a lot of reasons why we've never attacked each other, and nukes are one of them. But if we did attack each other, no, it wouldn't just go to fucking nukes. Because again, the theory of mutual assured destruction.
What was the premise? Oh, yeah. So what do you think about China trying to replace the petrodollar and the U.S.
Sir, can I ask you a question?
Standard?
Can I ask you a question? First of all, we're not talking about the petrodollar right now at all. Okay? So I don't know why you're pivoting.
I think that was the premise.
No, that was just what you started with. I already destroyed that. Now we're off to the next thing. Okay? But can I ask you a question?
Yep.
Yeah. What podcast do you all listen to?
I don't watch any.
No, you guys must be listening to something, because literally all like once a day, somebody's like the petrodollar, and it's like the exact same talking points, and you guys have no idea what you're talking about. And it sounds like you just heard it on a podcast and you're trying to regurgitate something that you don't understand. So it's a podcast, it's some YouTube channel, it's something that you guys are all hearing the same thing. And it's all a bunch of stuff you don't understand.
I just followed the news. I saw the gold was upgraded to a reserve 2 currency, I believe, or a reserve 1 asset. And then that's being used to replace the petrodollar.
Yeah, and how's that going for them?
Happening? I mean, pretty well. Have you seen the price of gold in the past year?
Yeah. Do you know what one of the biggest factors will probably be to the United States losing its control over oil and use the petrodollar? You know what the biggest factor will be?
I know what you're gonna say.
Then what is it?
I think there's other factors.
Then what is it?
You're gonna blame it on Trump and his policies.
Oh, wow. I don't even have to say my point, sir. You are smart enough to know, okay, that literally that other countries have completely lost trust in the United States government as anything stable, that we can actually stabilize our currency or be stable on the world stage thanks to Donald Trump. So if the United States uses it loses its ability to control oil through its dollar, right? And to have the dollar as the reserve currency for all petrol, it's because of Donald Trump. We were just fine before then.
So wait, you don't think with Biden that inflation itself, the rate of inflation flipping the amount we have to pay for the debt, it's already on track, whether it's...
Sir, how many countries went through massive inflation during COVID?
Wait, what did you say?
How many countries on the planet during that exact same time went through massive inflation hikes?
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that, but it's still been a trend for massive inflation since then.
It's been a trend for massive inflation? No, it has not. We had a singular instance of fucking massive inflation for every single fucking country on the fucking planet, and then it reversed, and under the Biden administration, we had better freaking great inflation rates. What are you talking about?
We had stagflation.
We're going into stagflation right now. Except for this one's Donald Trump's fault, and under the Biden administration, it was COVID's fault.
Right now, GDP is still higher. That's because of AI, and that can't really be helped.
Do you know the difference between Republicans and Democrats? Literally, a GDP growth under Republicans is like just over 1% on average, and for Democrats, it's like 4.3%. 10 of the last 11 recessions in the United States, 10 of the last 11 recessions in the United States have happened under Republicans. Okay,
I'm not talking about them in general. I'm talking about Trump.
Well, I tried to talk to you about Trump, and all you want to talk about was Biden. So then we're going to talk about everybody. I tried to talk to you about Trump and what we're doing right now, and you stopped talking about Trump to talk about Biden. So guess what? If we're going to talk about Biden, then we're going to talk about everybody. Don't stop there. Don't stop at your butt Biden, because I actually expanded the scope of it after you did. But I guess that wasn't maybe that part didn't make it to your podcast.
I wasn't specifically talking about Biden. I was talking about it was mostly the Federal Reserve's fault. So it was mostly just
it was not
out of control inflation in general.
No, it was not. The entire motherfucking world went through inflation all at the same time. It wasn't the Federal Reserve's fault. It wasn't Joe Biden's fault. It wasn't anybody's. We weren't even the worst one.
But you don't think the Federal Reserve influences world policy on how much, on when on
some things, yes. On this thing, no.
I think it does.
Sir, we know why we had massive inflation. Please don't, I don't want to hear your thoughts. This has already been shown, proven by freaking almost damn near every economist on the fucking planet. Okay, we had a shutdown of factories. People stopped fucking working. We had a shutdown of shipping lanes. We had a spike in fucking gas prices due to things like the Russia-Ukraine war, due to things like the OPEC Plus deal. All of those things were massively inflationary. Then once the economy opened back up, then we had a super high demand for goods. We didn't have enough goods. because nobody was building anything because no one was going to work across the fucking world. That mixed with the freaking printing of dollars, especially under the Trump administration, with the 2 stimulus checks and the earlier one with Biden with the stimulus check that happened under his term, all of those things contributed to record high inflation across the world. Somalia had it, Italy had it, fucking you name a country. All 92 recognized countries on the face of the planet all experienced record high inflation. I think the world's inflation rate was like 10%. Donald,
Sure,
and then on top of that, and on top of
Federal
that,
Reserve kept
on
it
top
alive.
of that, sir, on top of that, the United States actually recovered faster than any industrialized nation on the planet. So not only did we all experience it, every single country on the planet, but of all of those countries, Joe Biden helped us recover faster than any other leader did. That with the Federal Reserve, who also helped.
The Federal Reserve is the main agent for quantitative tightening and easing. They're the ones that control.
Good job. Thanks, Federal Reserve, for helping us recover faster than every industrialized nation on the planet. Thank you. Appreciate you, Federal Reserve. Good job, Jerome Powell.
Them being better than other countries that just did worse, that doesn't mean that we were still in a good spot, though.
Sure, we weren't in a good spot because we couldn't have been in a good spot because nobody was in a good spot because of fucking COVID.
That was still even like two.
Sir, did Donald Trump cause COVID? Did Donald Trump cause COVID?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, Donald Trump had a horrible unemployment rate by the time he left office. He actually lost like 2 million jobs by the time he left office because of COVID. And that's his fault, right?
I mean,
no, tell me how it's
but
Donald Trump's fault that COVID happened and so all of those fucking jobs were lost. Tell me about it. Tell me how you hate Donald Trump because COVID ruined our fucking economy. Tell me.
I'm not blaming it on Trump or Biden. I'm saying
no, you are. You are literally sitting here right now blaming it on Biden. So if you're going to blame Biden if you're going to blame Biden, okay, for the effects of COVID, then I want to hear you blame Donald Trump for the effects of COVID.
I just said it was Jerome Powell's fault.
Oh, it was Jerome Powell's fault for the world going into the inflation. Now, it was Jerome Powell went out there.
3 years after.
Jerome Powell went out there and he shut down shipping lanes. Stupid Jerome Powell. And then after he shut down shipping lanes, he ran over, he started a war in Ukraine with Russia. Right? He did that. He went over to China and shut down factories, made sure people weren't going to work. He was actually pushing them back into their houses. He was trying to go to work. Right? Then Jerome Powell went over to OPEC, made a deal with them, told them to produce less oil so that gas prices spiked through the roof. Fucking Jerome Powell, you did it again. Oh my, you did it again, Jerome Powell. I can't believe you. Jerome Powell.
Can I respond?
Jerome Powell. He must have been really busy, man. You know, he's an older guy. I'm surprised that he got around the world so fast.
Can I respond? So 2023 to 2024, even after COVID had already happened and things were already reopening, they still kept the rates down because they were unsure on how it would have an impact on the economy, even though record rates were already high. So even like a year after there was a record high inflation, the economy was already recovering, the Federal Reserve still kept the rates at zero until they had to hike the rates because they kept it low too long. So that's what caused it to drop so better than other countries, because they had to hypercorrect.
None of that was English. You do understand that none of what you said was actually something that can be understood in economics. Like nothing that you said like made sense, right? You just said like
which part of it?
No, none of it. You just said words, and none of those words put together in the English language or any other language actually made sense. It was like you just had a bunch of words you heard on a podcast and you just said them in some type of order that wasn't the order that you heard them in, and you figure if you regurgitate all those words back, then it would make you sound smart or something, and none of that made sense.
But why don't you address any of it? Like which specific part do you have an issue with?
The whole. I don't have an issue with any of it, sir. It was like it was like if I went beepity bop it up. What's your opinion on that, sir?
Okay.
No, what's your opinion?
I mean,
which part of what I just said do you have a problem with?
I mean, you can just not address it, but
I can't address it because it wasn't English. I can't address something that did not make any sense. I cannot address something that was gibberish. Okay, I cannot address that. Okay, I cannot address something that made absolutely no sense. Okay, and means absolutely nothing. That's what I'm trying to tell you, is that I cannot address it. Okay, you're trying to make some comment, okay, about the Fed raising and lowering interest rates, okay, because yes, the Fed tries to control inflation by either raising or lowering interest rates based off what's going on in the economy, right? We had super high inflation. The way that you do that, the way that you control super high inflation is by increasing interest rates, right? And because it slows the economy and therefore slows inflation, right? And as that inflation starts to drop, and as we start to recover from that, like what happened in the end of 2023 into 2024, then you start to saw the release and lowering of interest rates, right? Because we didn't need to control it. We were allowed to let the economy breathe a little bit, right? We were allowed to let the country breathe a little bit. And then it was breathing, and it was cutting, and it was cutting, and it was cutting. And then Donald Trump came in, and if Donald Trump had done absolutely nothing, they would have just kept cutting and cutting and cutting. But then Donald Trump came in and put tariffs on, which then causes inflation to start rising. So now we can't cut interest rates again, right? And then, okay, he tacoed on all of the inflation rate, on all the tariffs. And so the inflation starts to ease. So therefore they can cut interest rates. And then boom, Donald Trump takes us to war, spikes gas prices, though. Therefore inflation starts going back up. So now they can't cut interest rates, and they can't cut interest rates and can't cut interest rates. Okay, their entire job is just to try to stabilize during bad situations. And to be completely honest with you, I think that we should give Jerome Powell a lot more credit than we're actually giving him right now. Okay, because Donald Trump has literally done everything in his power, okay, to make this as hard on his job as possible. And he has somehow stopped us from just spiraling out of control as an economy. He, like, every single month I see I see the jobs report and I see the inflation report, and I'm like, oh my God, we are going to absolutely just crash. And then Jerome Powell's like, nope, everybody chill out, I got this. And the economy chills out. And I'm like, God damn, good job, man. Goddamn, good job. And then Donald Trump just goes up there, and he's just like, I'm going to do something else stupid. And oh, we need Jerome Powell to drop rates again. And it's like, bro, like, he'd be dropping rates already if you weren't being so dumb. He doesn't give a shit about you. He's just trying to help. He's trying to help Americans out. He's just trying to help Americans to not freaking completely lose every freaking penny that they've ever had.
Can I respond?
I'm not sure.
So in 2023, he did leave it for like a year extra too long, and he had to hypercorrect. But on the jobs report, I think that's mostly due to AI, though. So I don't know what Trump can really do about that.
Okay. Well, that was worthless. I already addressed that. So anyways, I'm going to move on to somebody else, anybody else, literally anybody else. Okay.
Okay.
He said nothing, dude. He said nothing. He said absolutely nothing. J Moneybags, thank you so much for becoming a member. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Big W's in the chat for J Money. Y'all, if you guys would like to support the live, I do have super chats, super stickers, pay links in the bio. Like C2LO, who said, keep going, my guy, you're making a difference. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And thank you guys so much for the penguins. I saw a bunch of the penguins, Shay, Neuro, for helping me out with the penguin gift goal. I really appreciate that. J Moneybags also said drone pal. Thank you so much for the $2 on that. And Run, thank you so much for those boxing gloves. And then J Money again saying, but Biden. Thank you guys so much for the support. I really, really appreciate that. It does help me to keep doing this every single night and help bring you guys new content. I thought I saw somebody in here. That I may have just interviewed recently. who might be showing up on a very early episode of my podcast that'll be coming out next month. So just let you know, you are supporting and helping so much to help me expand and to get you guys more content and more things. So I really appreciate that so much. I really do. Also, Laura, thank you so much for the $3 over on the Venmos over there. It said Texas for Trump and Jam and Lou are fighting right now. Admitted on live that they get on a call every day with other MAGA. 100%. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
How are we doing today?
Doing great. How about yourself?
39.
You say 39?
Yeah, 39.
Awesome. Do you have any ability to get a little closer to your microphone so we can hear you a little better?
Oh, yeah. Give me one moment here.
All right. Well, he's doing that. Again, y'all, if you guys like support, I really, really appreciate that. Like XS, who said, that dude was dumb. Yikes. Thank you so much, XS. I appreciate that. I did throw up a little gift goal of some gold mines. So if you guys like support, I really appreciate that. Let's see if we can clear that out. I don't even know what to put in here anymore since we got all the, we got the gift gallery. So we're just trying over here. So I appreciate that. All right. Hello. You there, sir?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yeah, I support him.
Awesome. Why is that?
Because he's the acting president of the United States.
So what?
Well, I mean, like I support all of our presidents. I supported Joe Biden. I just support him.
Yeah,
I mean,
Teddy Roosevelt, who actually was a very good president, right? Who was a very, very good president, said supporting the president just because they're the president is the most unpatriotic and servile thing that you can do as an American.
Well, I mean, he was a smart man. I mean, I'm just doing it by my beliefs.
Well, my belief is the president of the United States is a public servant, okay, who is elected and put in power by the people. Okay. And it's his job. Right. And I would say her job if it, for the one day when we hopefully have a woman president, but for the moment, his job, okay, is to do what's best for the American people and in the Americans' best interest. And the second that he stops doing that, us as Americans, we should stop supporting him doing that. Right? We shouldn't continue to support a president who literally is only doing things that destroy the country. Because I love my country. I don't love my president. All right. And so by you saying you're going to support the president regardless of what he does, you're saying you support a president more than you support your country. And I can't be on the side of that.
No, I never said that. I said I support him because he's the acting president.
No, you did though, because the acting president, the one guy that you're saying you're supporting, is destroying our economy, is in constant violation of the Constitution, has sent us to war where American troops are fucking dying that we did not have to be in, who is putting every other country before us, who is literally frauding the United States, right? Literally suing the taxpayer to steal billions of dollars out of the taxpayer's pocket in order to put in his own accounts. Is taking money from foreign governments into his private crypto firm and giving them government favors in exchange for that. Okay. All of those things destroy the country that I love. All of those things hurt fucking Americans. Okay. They hurt they violate our Constitution. He does all of those things. Okay. And if he's going to do all of those things that are anti-American and you still support him, then you are also anti-American. If you're still going to support a president who's doing all these things that are against the United States, then you don't love the United States.
If you allow me to respond, but I mean, that's a good, valid point, I guess. Some of those things I'm not familiar with, and some of those things I am familiar with. I can't debate all of those, but I mean, what I do know, I only speak on what I do know. But that is a valid point. If someone is, doing things actively to hurt the country, you're right. You're right on that one. But unfortunately, there has been a lot of candidates and a lot of presidents who did things that was questionable, At the end of the day, I have to pray I'm praying for him to make the right decision. I mean, at the end of the day, God put everybody in power, unfortunately, it's That's what the Bible says.
Well, by that case, sir, God put Hitler in power, and I'm not going to support him either.
You're absolutely right. He did put Hitler but he put
he put Mussolini in power. He put Mao in power. He currently has freaking Kim Jong-un in power, who's hurting and killing his citizens. He put people like Viktor Orban in power. So maybe God's not the best at picking leaders, huh?
Oh, well, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, you can say that. I'm not gonna stray away from my faith, though. But I mean, we live in America, the land of the free. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion. And if that's the way you feel, I mean, there's many religions in this country. There's many people with many opinions. You know, I'm just saying, I support the man. Lesser two evils, I guess. You know, I'm praying that he would do the right thing for the country. I'm going to continue to pray for him, just like I continue to pray.
We're not allowed to have our opinions, sir. We're not allowed to have our opinions. Donald Trump's been found in violation of the First Amendment already. What, half a dozen times he's been president? No, we're not allowed to have our opinions. Donald Trump's taking that away.
He did. There was a law issued against that. I'm not. There
was about a half dozen judgments already, at least, from federal court judges showing Donald Trump in violation of the First Amendment for trying to take away people's ability to have their opinions.
But that's why we live in a great country. You know, there's three branches. You know, at the end of the day, he's only the executive branch. You know.
No, it's not. The Supreme Court said he has full immunity, and the legislative branch has not stopped him on a single thing that he's fucking done. So no, we do not have fucking three branches. Sir, your middle sitting is a joke. Okay?
What middle sitting?
This whole, he's the president, and I just hope he does good. Well then, sir, with all due honesty, can you go hope someplace else so the rest of us that actually love our fucking country can stand the fuck up against this bullshit? Like, if you just want to sit in your fucking corner while Donald Trump literally puts children in concentration camps, if you want to sit in your little corner while Donald Trump does that and call yourself a fucking Christian, then go fucking someplace and fucking pray on your fucking own. The rest of us have fucking work to do to fucking stop. No, I will leave. Then fucking leave. I will leave whatever. I will say whatever fucking language on my fucking live that I fucking want. And if you don't fucking like it, then you know what? I'll just shut you up for you, okay? If you want to go fucking pray in your fucking corner, then go fucking do it by yourself and be fucking quiet and leave the rest of us alone. Okay? The rest of us are fighting for democracy. The rest of us are fighting for fucking human rights and constitutional rights. The rest of us are fighting for the fucking law. Okay? The rest of us are fighting for the victims of fucking Epstein. Okay? The rest of us are out here doing what your Bible says you should do instead of fucking simping around. Okay, pretending that somehow you're in the right. All right? In case you didn't read your Bible, okay, Jesus went in and flipped the tables of the fucking Pharisees. Okay? He didn't stand up to the political class. He didn't let the political class, okay, that was putting other people down, that was treating other people poorly, he didn't just sit around and fucking pray about it. He went in there and started flipping fucking tables. Okay? Where are those motherfucking Christians at? Huh? Where are those Christians at? Where's the flip the tables Christians? Okay? Where are those Christians at? Because I'm waiting for those Christians to show the fuck up, dude. Just saying.
I said about the flipping the tables and the Pharisees, and also, can I answer that question for you, or not? I'm just confused.
Fine. What's up?
Here. So also, when they came to get Jesus, right? When they came to get him, and Paul, right? Paul the apostle and Peter, right? And they drew their swords, right? Well, what did Jesus tell them? No, I'm gonna go willingly. Just they could have fought to the death, but instead,
I'm not telling you to go fucking pull a sword on someone.
Oh my God. That was just
the only people that are trying to commit violence in order to get what they want are the supposed Republicans that you're still sitting there supporting. The January 6th protesters who tried to hang the vice president and tried to assault people of Congress and try to overturn a free and fair election. You guys are the only ones that are trying to pull swords on fucking people, dude. Sir. Y'all are the only ones that are fucking trying to do that.
I'm pulling swords. I see. No, I said we was referring to the Bible and Peter. But I don't know how you get Republicans and Peter and yeah, I don't know how those two go together. But I mean, I mean, I'm pretty sure you're a smart man. I mean, you can manipulate the words to make it fit together.
Oh, I'm not manipulating the words, sir. I just actually read my Bible.
But no.
But yes. Because I wasn't even talking about the pulling of swords, sir. You're talking about a completely different part of the Bible. You're talking about a completely different part of the Bible. You're not even talking about the same part. You're the one who's trying to twist words to make your point.
Okay. Hey. Well, hey, you know what? You're right.
I know I'm right,
sir. Yeah. And they heard the voice of the Lord, and they say, "Who will go before us?" And here I am. I said, "Here am I. Send me."
Well, you go explain while you were you go explain at the pearly gates whenever you get there. You go explain, okay, there. Why you said that, oh, we should just support the guy, he was the president. Well, I know he's killing school children, okay? And I know he's putting children in concentration camps, but I'm just going to support him because he's there. You can go explain that to your God when you get there, okay? Because I sure as fuck won't. And I hope whenever you fucking get there that God doesn't send you that God goes ahead and lets you in, because I'm going to be in hell partying and I don't want you there fucking ruining it. Holy shit. Hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. J Money, thank you so much for the $2. Said Polly understands. Polly always understands. And Gooner, thank you so much for the $2. Said you're the reason why CK. Oh my goodness. That's sad. Anyways, I'm not a socialist, by the way. Ash said, thank you so much for $2. Says, please make a short out of the gibberish caller. I will. I'll make a short later on it. It'll be fun. And Scott, thank you so much for the $2. Said, outside US is laughing at Trump in the USA. Yeah, 100%. They usually are at this point. If you'd like to support the live, I do a super chat, super stickers, pay links in the bio. Appreciate you guys. And I have the gold mine gift if you'd like support. We're trying to see if we can get a couple of those gold mines in before. Let's get halfway through this goal before we start moving too far. If you still support Trump, you can call in on the number that's above my head, or join the guest request box. Either way. Hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm alright. Are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
18.
18?
I'm from the UK, so I might. Yeah.
Why are you calling from the UK? And all right, he's gone. I didn't even hang up. Why do I hate socialists or something? Oh no, I have lots of good friends that are socialists. I just said I'm not a socialist. I can love socialists and not be a socialist. I'm a progressive. That's what I am. Though I do have some socialist tendencies, I will say that. I will say that. I do have some. I'm not a socialist, but I do have some socialist tendencies. Why are you so rude? How was I rude? That guy said, hi, I'm from the UK. I'm 18. He said, I'm from the UK. And I said, okay. And then he hung up. I wasn't being rude. What's the difference between a socialist and somebody with socialist tendencies? A socialist curious. That's a great way to put it. I'm like bi-socialist, right? I'm a progressive with just a little bit of socialist, just a little bit, just a tad, just an ounce. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
26.
Awesome. Yeah, you still support Trump?
I do.
Awesome. What's that?
I got my tax benefit back and my tax return, I should say, and there's a lot of stuff in the big, beautiful bill. I will also say I don't support everything the guy does, but I'm not hating on the guy by any means. I'm not.
Awesome. So how much extra money did you make?
Me personally, I made about $1,700 more.
$1,700 more. Do you know Donald Trump's tariffs alone cost the average American household an extra $1,000 last year?
So I still made $700 more.
Oh yeah, unless you include the raising of gas prices. Okay, which is already through the first six months, just based off of what is already raised, is already going to cost people at least $1,000 more just this year in the raise in prices and the gas increase just this year.
Sure. I mean, I'll just tell you here, the gas prices are still cheaper than it was during the peak of Biden.
It doesn't matter. That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is Donald Trump started a war. Sir, hello, Donald Trump. Hello. What I'm saying is Donald Trump just started a war of choice. Okay. And that war of choice has now cost the American consumer money. Okay. So when you said you made about $700, $1,700 extra, okay, I can show you that due to Donald Trump's choices, you've actually lost more than that. You're already at a negative between $300 and $1,300.
No, I just told you how I wasn't.
I just explained to you how you were.
More. No, we did $1,700 more. You said average American tariff cost, which, by the way, that's debated. But let's just go on your side on the high end. Let's go on your side to the high end on how it cost me $1,000. I still made $700 more, and you're saying I spent $700 of that in gas already, even though
it's not just gas, sir.
It was more than that.
It's not just gas. You don't seem to understand. That's what I was trying to explain to you.
Well, what else is it?
Yeah, sir. When gas prices go up, your consumer goods go up.
Well, I don't know what goods have gone up for me.
You don't know what things cost more?
Yeah, what 5 things more has cost to outbalance that $700?
Sir, it's all the consumer prices as a whole.
Like what?
Like
what?
Groceries. Like, do you buy a Keurig? Like, have you ever had clothes ever? Like, did you buy a Snickers bar? Every single thing that is shipped to a store, sir, everything that is, sir, everything that is, sir, everything, sir, sir, that's fine.
My grocery bill has not gone up.
Sir, this is going to already affect the freaking prices of things, especially with the natural gas losses over the next 10 years.
Oh, so you're saying it will?
No, it is, and it will.
Oh, so it is.
It is, and it will. Yes.
Oh, it is, and it will. Okay. Well, my grocery bill has not gone up since the last year and 4 months. How much has your grocery bill gone up?
Oh, well, then you're a liar. Yeah.
No, Paulie, you're disingenuous is the problem.
No, I'm not disingenuous because what's the inflation rate right now?
You know why?
What's the inflation rate right now?
You know why?
What's the inflation rate right now? No, I'm not curious. I'm not. I am so not concerned with your opinion of me. I am so not concerned with your opinion. Unmute and start talking again, and I'll fucking kick you.
Now you think presidents do?
All right. So what I was going to say is the inflation rate, okay, is what, like 2.4% right now? That means that your goods are 2.4% more expensive than they were last year. So every single thing that you're buying is over 2% more expensive than it was last year. Sorry. I was actually going to go ahead and pull this because this is just really fun to watch. Really fun to read. Sorry, as soon as you start telling me about how your opinion of me is like trying to like appeal to emotion over there, I lose interest in talking to you like so quickly. If you can't be a grown up and a fucking adult and have a conversation about the facts of things, then I have no will to listen to you fucking whine. 1 month into Iran's war, Americans have paid $8.4 billion more for just gas. Okay? That's just gas. All right. And that's not even the full effect of everything that it's going to cost over the next 10 years. All right. So sorry. You're just wrong. All right. I apologize for you. Yeah, gas is up like $1. Yeah, beef is about to be $10 a pound or something like that. Here's another one that I actually love. I forgot about this one. Right here, where it talks about it literally causing rising in prices across the entire economy, including utility bills and grocery bills, while also the cost of U.S. service members. Isn't that amazing? Pretty interesting, huh? Yeah, meat's not even real. Are you going to be a grown-up now?
Are you going to stop interrupting me?
That depends. Are you going to say something to the effect of, Paulie, this is why people, because if it's something about, your opinion of me, then I'll just disconnect immediately.
Well,
I don't play that shit on my life.
You wouldn't have known I said any of that because you don't let people finish.
Oh, and here you go with the whining again. That's strike number 2. Strike number 3, and I'll just kick you again.
I'm not whining. You're complaining.
You're literally
bitching,
whining
man.
right now, sir.
You're bitching. You're complaining.
All right. Cool. Sound good. All right. So what else is on your mind?
I'm telling you.
Just kidding. Fuck off. Hello. How are you?
Hey, how's it going, man?
It's going well. How about yourself?
Not bad.
That's great. How old are you? I'm sorry, you kind of lost me a little bit there. Lost a little bit there. What? How old?
41.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I do in some ways, yeah.
Awesome. How's that?
Would you like to know about it?
Yes, I would like you to get a little closer to your microphone if you could, though.
Oh yeah, let me fix that.
I appreciate
So
it.
yeah,
While he's
that?
doing that,
That's
thank you guys so much for the Easter bunnies, Lindsay, Dana. Sorry, I'm sure there was more and I missed them. I can't see them right now. Hot dog, thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right. So anyway, sorry, you a little better than the microphone now?
yeah. How's that sound?
Yeah, that sounds a lot better. So why do you still support Trump?
Well, it kind of goes back to the first term. Those were good times for me. Maybe some other people. I'm not sure, but every time people said before he was even elected the first time, they said, like, oh, he's different, man. Like he's gonna do all the shit that everybody else does, he can't do and all that. And it was wild because I never saw anything like that. Okay, and it was very powerful, and all these people were doing it, right? But then I said, what if he's going to touch on this or this? I'm not being specific, but like it's something that no other president would have ever touched on. You know what I mean? Like the NDAA Act that says they can use the military to harm American citizens. That's kind of a big deal. It's unconstitutional. He never brought it up, not once. So I was like, okay, it's business as usual. And then there was this whole thing about healthcare and all that stuff, right? And everybody was looking forward to that, to not being penalized if you could not afford it or didn't want to apply, whatever. And that's what they concentrated on. There was nothing about the NDAA. There was nothing about any of the other stuff that affects almost everybody as a whole. You know what I mean?
No, I don't really know what you mean. I don't know where we're going with this. You're talking about. Okay. Well, yeah, can we get someplace here? Because I have no idea what you're even talking about here.
Sure. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, there's probably sensitive subjects. I'm sure they probably won't even let people talk about it on YouTube anymore. But like, there was bills that went through and laws that were passed that, me personally, I said, okay, if this guy's any different, he's going to call this out immediately. He never did. Biden didn't. So
you don't support him? I'm confused.
Trump's not doing it again, And so really, what it boils down to is this whole thing is bullshit. You know what I mean? Like that. These guys are not what you people think they are. They're club members. You are peasants. They're going to do whatever the hell they want. Like it's that simple. Like,
sir, I don't, sir, I'm sorry. I don't think, sir, I'm really waiting to get to you why you support Trump, and I'm not hearing anything about why you actually support Trump. I am just hearing.
Well, those reasons there were, those are pretty crappy actually. But what happened after he got elected is when.
All right, and now I'm just losing you with wind and stuff. Am I on like a Bluetooth or something?
No, it's just wind. I'm sorry. But yeah, so we didn't see what actually what I consider good about Trump until he actually got elected.
Can we get to that part then?
There, like at the time, I feel like there was a lot of people coming together of all sorts of different races. Like people were relaxing and saying, like this, like, look, man, like we can do this shit together. Like nobody's out to get anybody. And that part was really cool in the work environment. Like the people just went together.
Let's just level set this, because this is, sir, like, no offense, but I feel like we're going to be 30 minutes into the conversation before I find out what you actually support.
I'm talking to a retard here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fine, sir. How about this? How about you just give me one thing that Donald Trump did that you like? How about that?
Okay. I like that he reversed things that happened previously.
Name one.
That's simple. But previously?
Name
got
one
more
thing
money in
he
their
that
pockets.
that,
I know
that he
that.
reversed that is
Everybody
why
that I
you
knew
still
back
support
then,
Trump.
they were taking home more money than they ever had before.
Who?
You know, and that was really
Who
important
was
for
taking
people
more
that
money?
were working class
Who was
and had
taking more
families and
money?
stuff like that.
Who was taking more money?
People of all sorts that I worked around personally. I mean, I don't work in an office environment, but I saw, a lot of stuff in the construction industry. We got, tons of trades. I work with elevators, but like, I don't know, it was cool. It's like everybody was prospering and everybody was getting jobs, and it was just so cool as hell, like, but anyway, that could just be, a flip of the coin. Maybe it was a fluke.
Yeah, sounds like it. Well, you win this one, man. Good talk. Have a good one. Holy shit, dude. Great job, man. Whoever that was, you win. Hot Dog, thank you so much for the dragon. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Scott, thank you so much for the $2. Said people typing long text send a Snapchat so it can be read. Or super chat. So, people typing long text send a super chat so it can be read. I do enjoy that. Thank you so much, Scott. If you do guys send super chats, I'll put them on the screen and read them like this size. So if you have something really cool to say, throw it in a super chat and I'll read it up on the screen. Thank you so much, Scott. And Master, thank you so much for the happy poop too. I appreciate that. Also, Sam, Tumblr, Yay, Allie, RS, Jennifer, RS again. Thank you so much for the jewels. All right, if you still support Trump, come on down and have a conversation. AWT said, what in the elevator fever dream? Dude, I was trying so hard to let him get there. But between the slowness, and then it just kept going like, it was just like, oh my goodness. It was just like, oh my goodness. I couldn't believe it. So, anyways. Hey, Dr. Carla, by the way. Sorry, I just saw you were here. Sorry, I gotta protect my sanity a little bit. Goodness gracious. That was starting to give me a headache. Anyways, if you still support Trump, you guys can call in on the number above my head or join the guest request box. But, guys, I do really try to have conversation with people. I really do. I really do try to have conversations with people. You know what I'm saying? That's what I try to do. There's some people that just get up and just yell and scream over people and just go crazy. I try to have conversations with people, but man, makes it rough. Hello, how are you?
Hey!
Hi.
Are you the guy on YouTube?
Yeah.
Are you having a good day?
Yeah, it's fine.
I just think Trump is funny.
All right. Well, I think you're funny. Hello, how are you?
Yo, what up?
Hi, how old are you?
49.
I'm sorry, how old are you?
49.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Why is that?
Let's see. He closed the border. His mass deportation. I agree with. Men out of women's sport. Yeah, we can just start.
So just whatever Fox News talking point they told you to care about today?
No, I'm just saying that's why.
No, that's what it is. You're just going down your list of Fox News talking points.
I'm just saying that's why I personally.
I know. I heard you. And I said you support him based off whatever Fox News talking point you heard today.
No, I agree.
Okay, yeah, no, that's what it is.
We don't need mass immigration. I agree that men shouldn't be in women's sports, and I agree with closing the border.
Well, that's good. I don't agree that we should have mass immigration either. Neither does Joe Biden, neither does Kamala Harris, neither does Obama, neither does Trump, neither does Bush, neither does Clinton, neither does other Bush. Literally nobody believes that. So that's pretty cool. Glad we can come to some agreement here. Don't know why that has to do with Trump, but that's fine.
So what's the disagreement?
that you say you support Trump because of something that every president supports, and I don't understand it?
No, the last administration did not support it.
The last administration tried to pass 3 different bills that would have actually shut down the border completely, added more immigration court judges, would have added more border patrol, would have built a wall, would have added new technology at the border. They tried to do all of those things and Republicans blocked them. So if you're trying to do all of those things and the Republicans block them, then how is that not supporting those things?
Because it didn't happen. Because he could have did
Gotcha.
He could have closed the border just as easy as Trump did it.
Well, he did, because under the Biden administration in like his last year, and in the Biden administration under his last year, he had less encounters per month on average than the Trump. Sir, am I going to be allowed to finish a sentence?
You're talking about the last year. What about the other 3 years?
Okay, sir. Are you going to let me talk about the last year?
It's irrelevant.
Okay, cool. The first year and a half, okay, we were under Title 42, so there was no executive order to do because the border was essentially shut down due to Title 42. Okay. The last year he shut it down by executive order, and the year and a half in between that, he tried to do it the actual correct way by legislation, because executive orders don't fix things long term. They don't add more border patrol agents. They don't add the ability to actually stop more. All they just do is pretty much say that no legal migrants can come over. And that's not really effective for long-term fixing of the border.
But it's fixed right now, though, right?
It was fixed before Donald Trump took office, because just like I was trying to say, the last year,
right,
the numbers of border encounters were low. See, you don't want me to say it. I guess you just don't want me to say it, because if I say it, it makes you sound stupid. So you just won't let me finish that sentence.
No, you're just gaslighting. Bro.
You don't even know if I'm gaslighting you because you won't let me finish the sentence. You literally don't even know if I'm gaslighting because you won't let me finish the sentence to find out.
You're just saying lies. You're just lying. Stop lying.
Am I lying or gaslighting?
Both go together, bro.
All right, awesome. How can I lie if I don't say something?
You just said that the border was under control up under Biden. You're a liar.
Nope, that's not what I said.
So it wasn't under control then, right?
It wasn't under control under Biden, and it's still not under control now.
The border is closed.
It is not.
95% closed right now.
No, it's not.
It is closed.
It is not. There are still hundreds of thousands of people that come across the border monthly.
Prove
it. Yeah, sure. Under which one would you like me to? Under which way would you like me to prove it?
You just made a claim. Prove it.
Okay. Here's the Economic Times talking about literally.
No. Cite your source. We're not talking about the Economic.
The Economic Times is the source. That is a publication, so therefore it is a source.
They lie.
Gotcha. So you want me to prove it by somebody that you trust. So who do you trust?
Border security.
Border security. Okay, cool. Here is literally the Department of Homeland Security. Okay. Literally right here talking about how many border encounters there have and how many people are coming over, right? Daily average of apprehensions, daily average of Southwest border apprehensions, drug apprehensions, shipments, securing American agriculture, talks all about all of those things. And then we can actually go into the data numbers of it. And if we actually want to go even more fun into it, we can actually go. So, shh. Okay, we can actually go into the actual, was it the media library? Oh no, sorry, I clicked the wrong thing. It's under data. And we can actually pull up the charts, which is actually a lot more fun, right? And then we can actually see the component data, the HU data. Let's see.
Just get to it, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I tried to get to it quicker with a publication, but you said I couldn't use that publication. So now we have to go into because now we have to go into the data charts, right? Of every single border encounter on the southern border, right? Because you didn't like my source, right?
Yeah, you got weak sources.
Right. Well, now I have your sources, but now you have, see, that's the thing, sir. You don't get to, sir. You don't get to, sir. You don't get, sir. You don't, sir. You don't get, sir. You don't get, sir. You don't get to tell me that my source is bad, want a better source from what you want, and then complain about my better source existing. Okay. So here's
I'm waiting for the answer, bro.
apprehensions. This is the total by month over here, right? So here we see like the apprehension, 26,000 encounters in February of 2026, 34,000 encounters in January of 2024, right? And we even see those encounters in 2025, nationwide encounters in FY 2025. In October, 142,000, right? Those are actually pretty close to the numbers that were actually under the Biden administration.
Those are encounters. So what are you talking about? I'm talking about the border is closed. No one is coming over illegally.
No one is coming over illegally. Well, then I will actually show you right here where that is absolutely incorrect. And actually, even by the previous source that I had up that you didn't like, sir, it's up on the screen. Everybody's reading it.
Real short.
Sir, it is not my job. Sir, it is not my job. Yeah, it is not my job to accommodate your lack of attention span or your lack of brain cells. So I'm going to go ahead. No, I'm not trying to debate. I was trying to debate. Now you're here to whine, okay?
I'm not.
All right, cool. So by all of those numbers that we were just talking about, it is very, very obvious, all right, that the border is not closed. Now, have we had a reduction in people that are coming over the border? Absolutely we have, right? But we had a reduction well before that, right? We have fiscal year to date. So in 2025, we had about 691,000 encounters, right? That's the number that Donald Trump and all of the Republicans used to talk about the border not being closed, right? Because even though we had more border encounters under the Biden administration, was actually true, that's actually just the amount of inadmissibles, right? What Donald Trump has specifically done is he stopped things. Oh, sorry, let me put it on the screen. He stopped things like legal migration, which is stop the border encounters, right? He's not allowing people to seek asylum or do anything like that, which has significantly reduced it. But if you actually look at the numbers by month, right? And you actually go into like December, January, the numbers actually have gone, the number of encounters have gone down. And I don't say that as necessarily a bad thing, but the border is not closed. Right. There are still hundreds of thousands of people that are coming in they're coming in and doing border encounters. There are hundreds of thousands of people that are still going to be let into the country. There's still 100,000 people that are sneaking around the border. All right. All of those things are still currently happening. Right. And they're going to continue to happen.
To the second point, mass deportation. That's a good thing. Why is it a bad thing to you?
It's not happening. So it doesn't matter whether it's a good thing or a bad thing to me.
It's a net positive though, right?
No, it'd be a net negative, but it's not happening, so it doesn't matter.
Why is it a net negative?
Why would it matter if it's a net negative, sir, when it's not happening?
You just said it was a net negative, so why is it a net negative?
Why would it be a net negative? Because we would literally tank the U.S. economy.
How?
How? Because of their the jobs that they actually put in. We actually already don't have enough people to handle the jobs that we already have in the country. Those people leaving would actually absolutely tank it. They pay trillions of dollars, literally trillions of dollars, or at least hundreds of billions of dollars a year, right? I'm going to mute you again, sir. Please let me finish what I'm saying. Thank you. They literally give hundreds of billions of dollars in taxes, including putting money into things like Social Security. They don't get any benefit from social safety nets, right? So all of those things they can contribute, not to mention they provide money into our GDP, they pay taxes, they help to stimulate our GDP through labor, through the things that they buy, through all of those things. And if we were to just mass immigrate something like 14 million undocumented immigrants, or even a quarter of that, we would literally tank our economy, and that would be what would happen to it. But again, I don't know why that matters, because again, it's not happening.
I can tell you why it matters. Real easy.
No, I'm good.
If you're willing to listen.
I'm not.
There it is. Because you're a hack.
Okay.
All right, men and women's sports. That's so that's the second.
No, I'm good.
You can see it. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't
it's insane.
Okay. All right, men and women's sports. Are you for it?
I said no. I know you guys on the right have a hard time with consent. I said no.
No what? Men and women.
No, I'm not talking to you about this, or really fucking anything. I don't even know really why you're on the line. But sir, if you're not even going to allow me to bring up data on the thing you asked me to bring up data on when it comes to immigration, then why would I fucking let you talk to me about how you want to take rights away from other people? You think, sir, respect is earned both ways, right? And if you want to sit there and act like a fucking petulant little child and be like, oh, hurry up with your source. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Yeah, give me a source. I don't like that source. Yeah. If you want to act like a little petulant child, then go do it on your own fucking time, sir. Okay. But if you think I'm going to sit here and let you demean people on my fucking platform as you fucking whine and cry like a petulant little child after not giving me any respect when I try to have a conversation with you, then no, you can fuck off. Okay.
Right.
All right, good. So fuck off now. Bye-bye, little guy. All right. If you guys still support Trump, you guys can call in. Please have more of a brain than that last guy. Sorry, I have no will to have that conversation with somebody who does not have enough respect to let me have a conversation with them. If he had let me have a conversation with him about immigration, I probably would have let him have that conversation. But respect is earned and it's mutual, right? And I'm sure as hell not going to talk about a subject as sensitive, right, as the rights of human beings when you won't even talk to me about the fucking numbers that you asked me for. Sorry. Hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, y'all. Please make sure you guys also turn on those notifications. We are at, where are we at? We're at 271,000 likes. I still have over an hour. There's no reason we can't get this thing up to 300,000 likes. So let's double tap that screen. Let's get this thing going. Really appreciate you guys. Also, there's like 875 people in there. A lot of people have not sent their heart me yet. So please send me that heart me. Go up to the top. If you see that little heart says join and you've never hit it before, please hit it. And if not, if it's like grayed out or you want to hit it again, please make sure you guys hit that also. Also, I have the dragon heads. Let's see if we can get that thing to 50% before we get through the next caller or the next guest. Really appreciate that. Dr. Carla, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Says, great news out of Wisconsin. Chris Taylor projected to win Supreme Court Justice with a Republican legislator and the governor's seat up for grabs. This is a crucial win for the state. Lib majority is now 5-2. Huge W's in the chat for Wisconsin. For Wisconsin. W's in the chat. Thank you so much, Dr. Carla. Hell yeah, go Wisconsin. Let's get W's in the chat for Wisconsin across the board over there. Hell yeah. Hello, how are you?
Good. How about
awesome.
yourself?
Real quick, hey, Dr. Carla, if you're in my Discord or you got me on Discord, shoot me a message. I got a question for you. Anyways, how old are you, sir?
37.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yes.
Awesome. Why is that?
Okay. So, one, I believe that Iran is a threat. And, well, we have to be able to control what's going on, like, outside of the U.S. Not like, I mean, I understand that we shouldn't be, like, getting involved, and I do not agree in a certain point with what has been going on with like Venezuela and Iran. But at the same time, like for example, Iran, I believe it's a complicated subject matter because they have expressed that they want to destroy the U.S.
So what?
Well,
sir, no, and let me rephrase that and let me make this very clear. Are we just supposed to go to war with any country who says they don't like us? Is that pretty much what you're saying? Because that's what imbeciles do, right? That's what idiots do that start fights in fucking bars because someone called them like a bitch or something, right? Like that's what people with low IQs do. Is just go fist fight people like over saying 2 words. But this is even worse. We're gonna go bomb their school children because and fucking apartment buildings because they said some fucking words we didn't like, and they have no ability to actually enact it.
Well, you cannot deny that the Ayatollah is not a great government for.
No, they're fucking horrible. That's not the point. You said we need to go. You support the war in Iran because they said mean things.
I mean, I believe that Iran people needs to have, like, I understand to a certain point that we are the ones who caused this because back in like 30s and 40s, like they had a democratic leader and then we just took down their government to put
It was the
Shah.
50s. It was Operation
Then the
Ajax.
Ayatollah.
But
I
yeah,
understand all this. I'm sorry?
it was the 50s. But yeah, go ahead. So yeah, and
Oh, my apologies.
no, not a big deal.
But
Just
but like at the same time, I feel like the Iran people, like they need like 45,000 people that were like, protesting their government, and they were killed point blank.
oh my God, the number literally goes up every fucking week. It started at 10,000, and now literally every week the number goes up another 10,000 of how many people were killed. Okay, let's just be very clear. Okay, let's just start there. Okay, one. Okay, we're not gonna make this argument about whether the Ayatollah was good or not, because we all agree that the Ayatollah was bad. Okay, the Ayatollah is bad. The IRGC is bad. The government is bad. Okay. North Korea is also bad. They also commit human rights violations. They also kill their citizens. Okay? Donald Trump went and had good relations with them. Russia kills their citizens, jails political dissidents, stops things like free speech, right? Kills their citizens. Literally has bombed and used chemical weapons against, hold on, sir, and used chemical weapons against people in their country. Russia's done that. We've had peaceful relations with them. We've invited them to peace boards. We've done all of those things, okay? With those are just two off the top of my head of countries that are fucking horrible to their fucking people, all right? And we have peaceful relations with them, all right? So you have to explain to me, okay, that just because a country is bad, why this country that is bad, we needed to risk American lives, spend hundreds of billions of dollars to attack, right? When every other country that does the exact same thing, we make friendly relations with.
Well, give me just 1 minute. That's I gotta think about this.
Okay. Let's also be clear, while you're thinking about it, that we also spent billions of dollars sent it to Israel for them to literally commit a genocide, right? Like killed so many people, so many fucking children, so many innocent people. Donald Trump has cut off USAID, which is already estimated to have killed close to 700,000 people across the fucking planet, right? Well, that have died from disease and starvation and lack of health care due to that, right? And so like you can't have this like subjective thing, right? I'm not saying Israel is good. I'm saying there's something. I don't believe that Israel should have a nuclear weapon. I don't believe that any of that shit should happen. I think that all of that shit is true. I also don't think that we should start a war when they weren't an imminent threat to us, that they weren't freaking trying to threaten us, that they were in negotiations with us, that they were willing to make deals with us in order to stop doing what they're doing diplomatically, right? That they're willing to do all of those things, and we break those negotiations in order to bomb them, which is primarily hurting their civilian infrastructure more than anything else, right? Because all the military has to do is survive. They'll just rebuild later. They already weren't a direct threat to the United States. So why does it matter?
Right. Yeah, that was a lot that you said right there. Okay. All right. Here's the thing. Number one, yeah, I understand that there are things that are happening right now that are beyond the scope or of just like regular politics. Like, but the thing is, right now that war is being fought also for the future of Iran, you know, and its people.
No, it's not.
And I feel like we should be able to support them in their effort.
But it's not, you know, sir. It's not. The regime hasn't changed. The new leader of Iran is the son of the last leader of Iran, who's even more hardline. The IRGC is already still in control, and Donald Trump is trying to back out right now. Okay, which means that the exact same regime that was in power when we started this thing is the exact same regime that's going to be in power when we leave. The same repressive government, the same hardline Islamist government. The same people are still going to be in charge, which means the same people, the 80% of Iranians, right, that were against the Ayatollah, are still that wanted to be against the Ayatollah. That 80% is still going to be disenfranchised and still put down by the regime.
So is it your position that we shouldn't get involved in any of that from the first start?
Sir, involved is one thing. There's difference between getting involved and fighting a war, right? Like, we're involved with Ukraine, right? We're supporting our alliance. We're depleting Russia's military. We're involved, but we're not fighting a war. We're not sending U.S. troops to go die, right?
I mean, we gotta get involved with Ukraine. That is definitely.
Yeah, but see the difference? There's like involvement in one way, and there's fighting a war in another. Like, Obama got involved with this, right? Obama had the JCPOA. We were ensuring that they didn't have nuclear weapons. We were bringing them into the fold economically. We were doing things to help them not do all of this crap. And Donald Trump pulled us over. We were involved. We were addressing the situation, but we were doing it without freaking just going and bombing things just to bomb things, right? There's a difference between being involved and sending your military in to bomb and destroy the whole country, right? Those are two completely different things. So yes, I think we should be involved in things like that. I think that being as big of a country as we are, it's important to be, diplomatically involved in the things that are going on. But that doesn't mean that we should be sending in like fighter jets and having to go rescue pilots, even though that seems like it was fake now that we weren't even trying to rescue that pilot. That wasn't even the point, but that's a whole other thing.
They were not.
What?
Like the pilot, like from the what was it? F-15 that fell down. They were not trying to rescue the pilot.
Yeah, you don't really send hundreds and hundreds of people in multiple C-130s in to rescue a guy. Like, we literally have special operations teams that go in and just do that.
Okay.
We have an entire one group that's literally a special operations team. Okay, they're called the PJs or pararescue. That's their whole fucking job. Like, literally, that's their whole job. They train like with the best special forces groups in the United States and in the world to just go in and do that exact thing. Right?
Yeah.
You don't need hundreds of soldiers and all sorts of, plus satellite images are coming out now showing it looks that we just sent in a bunch of soldiers to try to steal their uranium and failed. That's what it looks like. But I mean, hey, we're still getting reports. So I guess we'll see.
No, I understand. I'm a veteran. I joined the
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your support. I joined the rescue swimmer program. I ended up doing administration later. One of my buddies, he was a PJ. He died in Afghanistan.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, it happens. So I understand that part. I just I thought you said that they didn't rescue that pilot.
Oh no, they rescued him, but just like there was some ulterior motive shit going on. There's something funky that's going on. I'm not sure what's going on yet. I don't have inside knowledge. I'm just saying those satellite photos don't look right and the story doesn't sound right. That's all I'm fucking saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. Okay. Damn, man. You make good points, man. I'm not gonna lie.
So, well, I'm glad that
the military usually they teach you to go on the Republican side, honestly. But I mean,
they do.
I mean, I cannot argue because I wouldn't one of the things that MAGA wanted was no new wars. He campaigned on that. And I mean, you see it for example, from the MAGA perspective, we see it as Iran as a threat, and the Iranian people needs to be freed from the Ayatollah. All this stuff. And so it's kind of like we feel like he is the one that's doing this, you know, like he's trying to like make a change.
Sorry, I have to cut you off, and I'm really not trying to be rude here. There's just something that came in that I think it's actually kind of fitting to what we're talking about.
Okay.
And it's a little news blurb, and I think everybody would want to hear it, right? And so it says, Iran, in the Farsi language version of its 10-point ceasefire plan, included the phrase acceptance of enrichment for its nuclear program, something that was missing in the English version shared by Iranian diplomats to journalists. It wasn't immediately clear why that term was missing. However, Trump said that ending Iran's nuclear program entirely was a key point to the war. Literally, in this ceasefire plan that Donald Trump and they just signed, apparently just had in Farsi in there. They just said, oh yeah, and we're going to keep enriching uranium. And so like, fuck off. Like, it literally just said, we're going to keep doing that. Like, oh, and this ceasefire plan that's going through, Israel is still attacking them, by the way. The official who spoke on condition of anonymity, that is one of the words that I always do such a bad time, of anonymity in line with regulation, said early Wednesday morning that Israel was still attacking Iran. Moments earlier, the White House said Israel had agreed to the terms of the 2-week U.S.-Iran ceasefire agreement. Iran also kept up fire on Israel. So they agreed to a ceasefire, and within hours, Israel and the United States were Israel and Iran were still trying to blow each other up, and Iran is saying they're still going to enrich uranium. Art of the deal, everyone. Can we get a round of applause for Trump? Art of the motherfucking deal, bro. That's good stuff, guys. Good stuff, guys. We did it. I'd like to thank God and Steve Witkoff for their wonderful stuff they have going on over here. Jesus fucking Christ, man.
So you think, okay, wait. So you think that now Iran has an incentive to develop nuclear weapons?
Yeah, dude, of course they do. Remember when I was talking to you earlier about all the different countries that do all these same human rights violations?
You don't think they have nuclear weapons right now?
Of course they don't.
Or like they're developing nuclear weapons, or they're close to develop nuclear weapons?
Nope. Well, they will be soon, I'm sure.
Why do you think that why do you think that they're not developing nuclear weapons right now, or they haven't been developing this? Because that's one of the things why we went there.
Because the director of national intelligence said last year that they weren't. Also, the director of counterterrorism for the United States said they weren't. Also, the intelligence agencies of multiple countries, like 50 different countries, plus the UN, all said that they weren't. A leaked Defense National Intelligence Assessment also said that they weren't. Literally, the only two people on the planet saying they actually were was Bibi Netanyahu and Donald Trump. And I mean Donald Trump. Like no one else, like not even the United States intelligence apparatus was saying that was happening.
I see. All right, man. No. Yeah, you're right.
Sure, we had a deal. We had the JCPO under the Obama administration. They had agreed that they were not going to build nuclear weapons. Donald Trump pulled us out for one reason and one reason only. That's because he's super fucking jealous of Obama. Because he'll never be as good looking or friggin' as talented or as good of a politician or as good of a speaker or have as big a hands, if you know what I mean, as Obama. And so he tore up the one thing that was keeping Iran in check. All right. He tore it up. And now he's begging Iran to make a deal that's going to look exactly like that. Right. Except for now we're spending billions of dollars and losing American lives in order to do it. Okay? And that's what's really sad. All right? We all agree they shouldn't have nuclear weapons. And we had a historic deal. Donald Trump destroyed it. Okay? That's all it is. But all right, man, you have a good one, okay?
All right. Thank
Later.
you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man.
Bye.
Israel officials say country is still attacking Iran. Israeli strikes at least 8 people in southern Lebanese coastal city. Doing great over here. Doing great. Great ceasefire, guys. Great ceasefire. Great ceasefire. God, he sucks at this. Anyways, y'all, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I appreciate that. We're about to open up the phone lines again and get this thing going again. Before we do, Scott, thank you so much to $2. I wonder if Hedgehog has taken axe throwing lessons. I know what that means. Lovely said, if the United States stops sticking their noses in other countries' businesses and destabilizing their economies, maybe they won't chant death to America. Maybe if we don't overthrow their democratically elected government and put them in this situation to begin with, then they wouldn't be chanting death to America. Oh, look, the consequences of my own actions. Holy shit. Thank you, lovely. Y'all, make sure you guys are hitting that like button. Hit that, if you guys are on the TikTok app, please make sure you guys hit that like button. Let's get this thing up to 400,000. I want to get this thing to 500,000. We have another hour on the live. There's no reason we shouldn't be able to get this thing to 500,000. So let's get this thing to 400,000 real quick. That way we can get all the way through. I want to get this thing to 500,000 today. So let's keep this thing going. Thank you so much, lovely goddess. I appreciate that. Sister Mary, thank you so much for the clapping seal. And AWT, thank you so much for the $5. Said, I listen specifically for folks like this, calm, receptive, humble. He's got a chance. Yeah, he does. And I know some people were in there were saying like stolen valor and shit. I don't believe he was stolen valor. Some people just have different reactions to things. Like I've had, friends like that pass, and people just have different reactions to different stuff like that. Okay. So don't kill the guy. Don't crucify the guy. People have different reactions to trauma. Okay. It's just the way it is. Just because it's not the way you would have reacted doesn't mean it's always, not the reason, the way. You know what I'm saying? He sounded like he was being genuine to me. He really did. If you guys like to support the live, I do have super chats, super stickers, pay links in the bio. Dragon crowns, whatever they're called. I need 7 more of those to clear out that live goal. So let's see if we can clear out some of that live goal. I really appreciate that. And let's see if we can get this thing up to at least 7 more heart me's so we can hit the 150 fans today. So if you haven't sent that heart me today, a daily heart me, please make sure you guys send that also. I appreciate that. Oh, yes. Sorry. No, I did see that. Dolphin, thank you so much for the $2. Says Trump is now going after CNN again about the Iranian statement. It's posted on Untruth Social. I will bring that up, unfortunately. I'll find that. Thank you, Dolphin. I appreciate that. And Def Jam, thank you so much for the dragon head too. Yeah, I'll pull that up. Don't worry, I'll get that going. All right, a couple people have been blowing up my line. Let's see who they are. Hello, how are you?
Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
41.
Awesome. If you guys are in my chats over there, can you guys just come in, say hi, give a little chat in there? That'll help to kind of boost the live a little bit too. So if you're sitting there listening in the background, come back to your device, hit the like button, say hi in the chat real quick before you leave out. All right.
For real.
Do you still support Trump?
I do, as a matter of fact. How do you feel about it?
I don't support Trump. Why do you still support Trump?
Oh, well, he's done all these things where he pushes these billionaires into higher brackets where they make more billions. And I think that really helps us all out who are on the other side,
Oh, yeah, that's what I hope for. I'm like, man, I hope Jeff Bezos can buy his 3rd island, right? And if
Oh, yeah.
It helps me to sleep better at night,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, if I didn't get to watch Katy Perry go to space, then, I don't think I could have lived my life,
That was pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie, that was great.
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah,
it was about It was about Trump, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what is your least favorite thing that Trump has done? Because I
Oh,
think
probably.
he's,
I would go with the sexual assault part. Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually disgusting. It's like, and then I think about '90s movies and stuff like that. But I think the absolute worst is keeping this war thing going. I just like. I know some people won't understand, but Iran, for one, is a gigantic country.
It is. I think
like,
you're kind of trolling though, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you go and move on to somebody else. Hello, how are you?
Yo, what's going on, man?
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 25.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
No, I mean, well, let me be honest. In the beginning, I did. Now it's like, it's more leaning towards no because of all this going on with these files and stuff, man. Like, I don't know, man.
So the guy that you voted for that like hung out with Epstein all the time, and now you're like,
Oh no, I didn't vote for the guy.
oh, you just support him on the back end?
I mean, I did. I'm gonna just say I liked it. I'm not gonna say I supported in any way or anything. No, yeah. I just
Awesome. So who'd you vote for?
I actually voted for the other side. As crazy as it sounds, I just still like.
Who's the other side?
Can you hear me?
Who's the person that you voted for?
The person that I voted for. You didn't see the election?
Yes, but I can't see your ballot. And who did you fill it out for?
Can't see. There's only two major parties, brother.
Yeah, and I'm going to ask one more time, who'd you vote for? And if you don't give me a name, I'm hanging up. There you go. You're going to hang up on your own. Goodness gracious, man. Who did you vote for? Goodness gracious. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Still on the air?
Yep.
Hello?
Yeah, can you turn off the live in the background, please?
Oh, that was you. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to hear my voice echoing in my headset.
I just listen to some of these people, and yeah, you can cut me out if you want to, but there's a couple of reasons why you're getting these answers and the responses that you're getting. If you're interested, I will tell you what I think.
I'll give you 30 seconds. Hit me.
Okay. All right. Listen, there is no doubt whatsoever that these people are involved with this political party based on the fact that racism is the key thing. Now, I know everybody's going to say, oh, you jumped up and down about the racism. Consider this. The KKK, the white supremacists, Proud Boys, Nazis, and on, including the sheriff's department, they all support this. What is the common denominator? Race, my friend. I'm sorry. You know, you can say that it's just being said or whatever you want to do, but that's really where this thing stems from. They are so racist. They don't care what is done to this country. They don't care what's happening. All they care about is they want their country back, a country in which none of them ever lived in, but they want their country back. Now, what does that mean? You and I both know. That means taking us back towards the Stone Ages where the white man prevails over everything and superior.
Make America great again.
Pardon me?
Oh, like make America great again. I was just emphasizing what you were saying. Please continue.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, you're rolling. Go for it.
Yeah, and it's a shame because the country is being destroyed based on this issue of race. They don't care what happens as long as that mantra, as you said, make America great again, which means the white people lord over everyone else, especially black people. They don't want black people to even have an opportunity for chance. And let me tell you exactly why. For how many hundreds of years have they been suppressing us right up to this very day? And yet we still survive. We are not doing what we should be doing, but every time the black man gets himself in a position where he can be self-sustained, you know what happens. Let's just refer to Oklahoma as one. There's others, but let's refer to that. What is that? Is that fear? What reason is that? If you don't like black people and they're so terrible, why would you bother them when they're off doing their own thing with their own banks, grocery stores, apartments, housing? Why would you do that unless you're afraid of them? There's no other reason. And they capitalize on us, people like Jeff Bezos and all of those so-called super rich people. They take advantage. They've been plotting on the people in this country forever. People think they're making their own choice. You're making the choice that is given to you of the 3 or 4 choices. There may be 10 options, but by the way I see it, we're only given the choices that we're allowed to be given. The Heritage Foundation, they have been working on these kinds of things forever. And it's not the only foundation, but that's just one of them. They've been working on how to manage us. And indeed, they are managing it. Now, this problem that we have with Donald Trump, it's obvious Donald Trump is totally incompetent. I mean, Jiminy Christmas. Yet they don't care if he makes billions of dollars. However, had Biden made $1 million, the story would be completely different. We all know that. But it's okay for Donald Trump because Donald Trump represents one thing: the anti-black, anti-anything but white. So even when you have black people in there, this shows that have voted for him, and Hispanic. It shows a lack of understanding of what's going on around them. It shows that I call it ignorance, but I don't want to call anybody ignorant. That you know, I hear black people as, well, you know, the Democratic Party didn't do anything for me. Totally overlooking the fact they're the only party that's even making an effort. So you're going to go and give your vote to someone who has never looked at you as an equal and never wanted you because what, they told you they were going to do a couple of things? And it's the proof is in the pudding. They have been telling you they're going to do these different things forever. The Republican Party doesn't give a dang about anybody but the white man. And as long as we don't get these people out of office, they will continue to prevail. They will continue to put us down. Stephen Miller is one of those that I think is one of the worst people in the world, and he's in the White House. You have criminals in the White House. Nobody cares about none of that. I'm talking about absolute criminals that have been convicted. That's all okay. There's only one reason it's all okay. They're white. That's what this thing to me is about.
First of all, no. First of all, no lies detected. So I have zero issues with what you said. First of all, you need to run for Congress someplace because you're doing great. Do you live where your area code is?
No, actually, I live in California.
Yeah, where your area code is on the phone you called me from.
Oh yeah.
That's where you're from?
No. Yeah, I'm from California, so that's 951. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't want to say it out there on the live, whatever.
I don't care.
Okay, cool. So what do you mind telling me what part? Because I'm a native 951 or 2. You know that, right?
Oh no, I didn't. Temecula?
Paris.
Oh well, you're down to not that far down. The street from me.
951 in the house. Do we got any IE in the house, baby? Do we got any IE in the house? You know what, sir? I've talked to and I've debated people from some 951 or some IE folks here, right? And you know, I always get scared when I see that area code come up because I'm like, man, I'm gonna destroy you because you're from where I'm from, and I'm not gonna let you do that. So it feels really, really good to have somebody from my part of town, you know what I'm saying, my part of this great United States, that comes up and speaks the truth like this. A really beautiful thing. There's only one thing that I will add to it. It's not just race, right? It's also one other thing. It's also it's also your gender, right? And and gender has played a huge role in this. And what you're seeing right now, okay, which I think is very important to point out, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, one sec. Sorry.
You're fine.
Woo. What I think is very important to point out, right, is just like all like you said, with all the black people over there that are trying to shuck and jive and try to make all the white people happy, thinking they're going to be accepted, and they're not, right, and they're not. You're watching that happen with women in the White House right now, right? Because who are they scapegoating, right? Who are the first person that they put the blame on and they scapegoat? It's Kristi Noem and it's Pam Bondi, because you're not one of them. If you're a MAGA woman, they will use you to what they can use you for, and then they will dismiss you. They will blame everything on you, because as long as you're a good, and I'm going to say this as them, so please don't take offense, as long as you're a good little girl and you do what the big men want you to do, okay?
Oh yeah.
Then they're gonna pretend like that you're important, that you matter. And the second that you go outside of that, they are going to kick you to the fucking curb. Okay, that is exactly what they're gonna do, and they're gonna do that if you're a woman. They're gonna do that if you're a black. Like, I've seen lives out there where it's like, where they talk about like, I'm gay and I support MAGA. You're involved in that too, right? You're part of that also. They will use you. They will tokenize you. They will parade you in front of the fucking cameras and say, look, I got this black guy, or I got this woman, or I got this gay. I got him. See, we're not all that bad. And the second they have a chance to drop it all over you, to kick you to the side, you will get kicked to the side, because you are not fucking one of them, and you never fucking will be, period.
Will be. Now let me ask you a question.
Go on, brother.
Because I don't understand, because there's women are intelligent just like men, equally, maybe even more so. And when these people start telling you when to have babies and whether or not you should be in the kitchen as opposed to a job, I don't understand, even those that want to be in the kitchen, why they don't rail against this. Because basically what they're saying is just what you said. You're not one of us, and you're never going to be one of us. What we want out of you is to create more white people, because for one reason, white women are getting tired of them. This is just a natural, it's naturally happening. It's not like this is some big surprise. They are tired of the bullcrap from these men. So they're afraid that they're getting less and less. The only problem I have with that is simply this. Why has the media for 10 or 15, 20 years been telling the white man their numbers are getting low? This is the dumbest thing, and this is part of why this whole uprising, or whatever you want to call it, has come about. Because
you got it backwards, brother. You got it backwards. Okay?
Tell me.
Yeah, the media is not telling the people. The white supremacists are telling the media. Okay? You have people like Stephen Miller, like the Heritage Foundation, and they donate tons of fucking money, and they support up these candidates, and they do all of these things, and they prop up like replacement theory, right? They prop up this, these birthing numbers and all that sort of stuff, right? And it propagates this inherent racism in people, right? And that's why you even see like Elon Musk was out there. Elon Musk was talking about, like how they need to increase the birth rate and all this sort of stuff, right? The birth rate is not the issue, right? The economy is the issue, because if you increase the economy, the birth rate, rises automatically generally. On top of the fact, when people feel like they're safe to be who they are, when they feel like happy culturally, the birth rate just naturally increases. But they don't want to do any of that. They don't want to do any of the things that it actually takes in order to increase the birth rate, right? Because they could do that. They want to make sure that they're suppressing the birth rate of everybody they don't want, right? While increasing the birth rate of the people that they do want, the people that they do think should be a part of whatever group, whether that's white or Christian or whatever. But when you see those, when you see those women that are part of that, and you don't know why they do it, excuse me, it's indoctrination. That's all it is. It's indoctrination. You know why? I know this because in the household I grew up in, which was a super conservative Christian household, right? Like, that's what I was taught, right? I was taught that it was my job to, to find a wife. It was the wife's job to be submissive to me, to have a big family, to, do all. That's what I was taught. That's what I was raised as my entire life. You know what I'm saying? And so It's not that the women aren't intelligent. It's just that the women are taught their entire lives that's their purpose, right? And for some people, and it's totally okay. And a lot of women, and so like this is where you don't discount it. For every one woman that you see on social media or something like that, that's just like, oh, I'm so happy to just do all of these things. You know what I'm saying, right?
Right.
There's 1,000 women who broke out of that mold, right?
Yeah.
For every one you see on TikTok or whatever that was stuck in this and tells other women how they should do that, there's 1,000 women that broke out of that mold. Not to mention that you have women exactly like Erica Kirk.
It's insane.
That you have women exactly like Erica Kirk who get on television telling everybody how they should not have careers, how they should not have degrees, that they should just stay at home and be homemakers, while she has multiple degrees and runs multiple businesses, right? But she's telling every other woman on the planet that they should be the ones that don't seek education, that they should be the ones that don't seek, jobs, that they should be the ones that don't seek these things, while she's being that exact same woman that she's telling them not to be, right? Because she doesn't want to get stuck in that mold. She just wants to push the propaganda on everybody else.
Yeah. No, you have a definite point. I agree with you 100%. It amazes me the lack of actual research that many of these people do before they pass their vote along, based on one or two things that they heard or someone else said, and never take the time to do the investigation. Because I think that a lot of these people that have gotten behind this guy, if they knew all the information, there's a lot of them that would not have followed it, and a lot of them regret it now. But the problem is, it doesn't matter now that you regret it, because you have created damn near a king. You helped create it. And at this point in time, it's a question as to whether or not we ever undo this in our lifetime. This is really, really a pinnacle for us, and a test for us as a country and as a government, and as people in general, that if we want democracy, and I give all kudos to these people that have marched and walked and apparently are going to continue, because it's that sort of thing that might help to put an end to some of this stuff. Not to mention the fact that this dude is vastly becoming so incompetent that it's just ridiculous that but they have this guy propped up there. They all know this guy is about to lose his being, but nonetheless, they would rather prop him up than make a change because they know he has a following. So this is all, to me, this is all a plan. And they're supporting that plan because all of those that are behind, especially those men, are making money just like him. They may not be making the same amount of money, but they are making money. So they basically have sold this country out for a few dollars. And many of us, average people, don't pay enough attention to that sort of thing because we have our one little niche, and so that's the only thing that matters to many of us, and I revert back to racism because that's a big one, but it's certainly not the only one. I agree 100%. But how do you think we fix this? I just want to know your opinion. How does this quagmire that we are in right now, what do you think?
So I could go into a super, super detailed, in-depth analysis of how we fix this, but I'm going to make it really simple just for the sake of brevity and to be on the live. Okay. Like I'm sure if we sat around and had a beer or something, that we could go on this for the next 3 hours, right? You know what I'm saying?
We might have to do that.
Yeah. Hey, next time I'm back in California, I'm more than happy. Yeah. Make sure you're you can follow me on Discord or join my Discord, and I announce stuff when I'm back in California all the time. All right.
Yeah.
But this is how we fix it, and this is the simple answer. Okay. There's two ways to fix it. One, we vote in the midterms and take the House and the Senate so that we have a check for the last 2 years of the presidency on Donald Trump. Okay. That we have a check on this presidency for the next 2 years so that we stop the bleeding, right? That doesn't fix all the things that he's done, but it stops the bleeding right now. All right. And the second thing we do is when we vote in 2028, we vote in someone who's willing to be as radical as Donald Trump when it comes to pushing the limits of executive authority. We'll put it that way. Someone who's willing to push the limits of executive authority, but towards actual positives in this country instead of towards negatives. right?
Yeah.
I'll give just like a quick example, okay?
Right.
And this is not the whole thing. This is just a little bit. Biden, when he tried to do student loan forgiveness, okay? He just went and was like, hey, courts, can I do this? And they were like, no, you can't. And he was like, oh, okay, well, can I do this little thing? And they were like, yeah. And he was like, all right. You think Donald Trump would have done it that way? Nope. He would have just forgiven all the student fucking loans and made the courts give it back.
Well, you got a point there.
He would have
You
just,
have a point
he
there.
would, Donald Trump, if we had somebody that was like Donald Trump as far as his willingness to extend executive power, right? If he was willing, if we had somebody like that, then he would have just forgiven the student loans, and then the courts would be like, you can't do that. And he's like, it's already done. You're gonna go and take the money back from him? And they'd be like, nope. And then all those student loans would have been fucking forgiven, and we could have reset the way that we do finances for college in this country. We could have so many more people educated. We could have so many people out of fucking debt from it. Right? And then that's just an example, right? That's just a small example, right? But what we've shown in this country, right? We've shown in this country is that the extent of executive power is not as firm as it always has been, right? Like the presidents have worked off of norms, right? And off of tradition and off of precedent, right? And because of that, they've been hamstrung by what they can and can't do. Right? Donald Trump doesn't give a shit about that. He doesn't give a shit about precedent. He doesn't give a shit about tradition. He doesn't give a shit about history or norms. He doesn't give a shit about any of that. Okay, cool. Then I'm not saying go out there and break the law, right? But I am saying we got to be willing to push it too. We got to be willing to take progressive policies. We got to be able to take policies that actually help people, policies that actually provide for American citizens. And we got to be willing to push that to the fucking limit until we're told not to. Right. And we can't just sit back. We cannot elect fucking Chuck Schumer to be the fucking president. I know it won't be Chuck Schumer, but we can't do anything that's like Chuck Schumer, right? We need a fucking AOC. We need a fucking, even the way Gavin Newsom is acting right now, I'm not sure that he's the number one, but we can't go conservative. It has to be somebody aggressively good for the country. Aggressively. And when he makes mistakes or she makes mistakes, we can't crucify them. Okay? Right. They're going to make a mistake. Right. We just got to correct and keep pushing forward, because with Donald Trump doesn't fucking matter what he fucking does. His little fucking, like his little congressman just boop, 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 right behind him. All right, that's cool. Then guess what? We're going to fight that way too. And that's the only way we're going to be able to undo all the bullshit that's been done so far.
And even if you get that, it will still take a good amount of time to undo the real damage. But that is probably the only way we're going to begin to recover from some of this stuff. The question I have is, well, you mentioned Gavin Newsom, who actually I think would be a great candidate. The problem is, I believe when we get someone in there, they're going to be so committed to the norms that even though it's within their reach, they won't take it. That's my concern. If you're going to have to find someone. What's the guy's name? A little short guy. He was running for president there for a while with against the. Oh, and he also announced Kamala. He's up on the East Coast. I can't think of his name, but anyway, he's another one of those that's outspoken. It'll come to me in a minute. That is outspoken and willing to push the limit. And you're right. We have to have someone like that. If without that, then nothing is really going to significantly change. And unfortunately, we may find ourselves back in a position like this, only with someone that is willing, younger and more competent, to continue to push Donald Trump's agenda. And that's the other thing that worries me.
Yeah, we can't return to the previous norm. There's a new norm now. Yeah. There's a new norm, and somebody has to understand the new norm, right? And that's what it is. We are living in a new norm now. Okay, we're not in the old norm. The way that politics is done in this country, Donald Trump has changed forever. Okay.
Yeah.
And whoever we elect needs to understand that things have been changed forever. Okay. And not try to return it. We cannot go back to Biden politics. We cannot.
no.
We cannot. The country will be destroyed if we go back to Biden level politics. And the Republicans are banking on the fact that we're going to do that we're going to be weak, that we're going to be passive. We cannot do it. We cannot fucking do it. But hey, brother, I really appreciate you. That 30 seconds turned into 22 minutes.
I enjoyed.
But that was a pretty good conversation, wasn't it?
But I enjoyed it, and we will do it again. Keep my number, and when you're out here, drinks are on me.
Hey, brother, I appreciate that, man. Well, join the Discord. We'll have to have you back sometime. It seems like the crowd loves you over here. So can we get W's in the chat for the caller across all the platforms? Can we get W's in chats across in the chats for the caller? I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, brother. You have a good one, right, man?
All right, take care, man. Bye-bye.
All right. Yeah, that was you know what? Sometimes you just feel it, right? You know, I don't usually let friendlies up, but I don't know, man. I just kind of felt it there. You know? I just kind of felt it. I heard his voice. I heard his voice and I was like, you know what? I think this is going to be real good. I think this is going to be real good. And I was fucking right? Holy shit. W's in the chat for Paulie for calling that one. W's in the chat for Paulie for calling that one. Holy shit. Y'all make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all of that. If you guys like to support the live, I do have super chats, super stickers, pay links in the bio. Live gift goal. We're like 6 of the 10 dragons over there. Thank you so much, Tati and Mark, for the dragon crowns. We need like 4 more of those to clear that out. I really appreciate you guys. Milford, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Said for the brother caller. Thank you for specifying. Not me, not the brother, me, the brother caller. Got it. Telling it like it is. Thank you for holding space for him, Polly. I really appreciate that, Milford. Thank you so much. We should do that. We need good conversation space a little bit more often, don't we? We need good conversation space a little more often. I need to start running once a week and just doing good conversation space. I need to do that. The problem is like usually when I do that, the algorithm doesn't like me and nobody shows up. So you guys support it. Like I say all the time, if you guys support it, I'll do it. Okay. Oh no, you guys are all here right now. I appreciate that. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. I really love it that you guys are here. I just love it right now. I love it. I love it that you guys are here. Thank you much, Milford. I really appreciate that. And Truth, thank you so much for the $50 super chat. Said thank you for giving him the floor, Polly. He is great. Paris, Moreno Valley in the house. Paris, Moreno Valley in the motherfucking house. IE in the motherfucking house. IE in the motherfucking house. Hell yeah, y'all. What is that? What is that? That was funny. Oh, repping hometown over here. Repping hometown. Yeah, I love having conversations like that. Trust me, they're a lot easier on my brain than the ones I normally have to do. So I really, really love it. Yo, thank you guys so much for, did we just hit 500,000 likes over on TikTok? Holy shit. Did we just hit 500,000 likes over on TikTok? Holy shit. Big W's to chat, everyone over there. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Truth. I really appreciate that. I did not know you were Paris, Moreno Valley, Truth. I appreciate that. Holy shit. Thank you guys so much for the 500,000 likes. Here's the thing though. We're at 500,000 likes. And I'm not even done yet. We can still keep this thing going. The live's not even over. I got people calling in still. We can still have more conversations. Do I dare say we keep this thing going to 600,000? Do I dare say it? Do I dare say it? I think that we do. I think that we do. Let's keep this thing going. Hot Dog and Tati, thank you so much for the dragon crowns. We only got 2 more left. We only got 2 more left on the live gift goal. That's all. And we can keep this thing moving. So I really appreciate that. Someone said, let's go for a milli. I don't know if you guys can do a milli. Holy shit. It took us 2.5 hours to get to 500,000. I don't know if we're going to get to a milli over there. All right, let me take the next caller. Let's get this thing going. Really appreciate you guys. Hello, how are you?
Good. How about
awesome. I'm doing great. How old are you?
20.
What year were you born?
2006.
Awesome. What year did you graduate high school? Gotti! He hung up immediately. Hello, how are you?
Doing good, doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing better than your reception.
I hear you. It's Alex. You're with on InfoWars, Jekyll Island, Trump, whatever you got.
All right, I can't understand you, man. Tati and Def, thank you so much for clearing that gift goal. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Y'all make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hello, how are you?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Can we do a chat for Def Jam and Tati for clearing out that live gift goal? I really appreciate that. That was a tough one. How old are you?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
39. It's your boy, The Truth. I was in the chat, and a lot of the people wanted to see me call in. I'm finally glad that you unblocked me.
The Truth, not Truth is Key.
No, not Truth is Key.
Oh, because I like Truth is Key. He or she. I don't know if it's a he or a she. Truth. I don't know if you're a he or a she. I have no idea. Let me know what your pronouns are in the chat so I know how to refer to you.
Yeah, it says pronouns are important to you all.
Yeah, pronouns are important to everybody.
No, they're not important to everybody. Maybe to you, but not everybody.
So you don't use pronouns?
So, no, I don't. I don't care about them.
Okay, well, you know what? I actually really appreciate that. Yeah. But I just want to be really helpful to you. You know what I'm saying?
How is using pronouns going to be helpful to me?
Oh shoot! No, I just want to be really helpful to you. Like I don't
need help.
Well, you don't want to use pronouns though, right? Yeah.
Why would I use pronouns to fit?
Yeah. No, so I just want to help you out, right?
Like, why would I use pronouns because somebody wants me to use pronouns to fit the way that they want to feel about themselves?
Yeah, exactly. So how about this, sir? Just to help you out, just so I can be a good host and a good friend. Okay.
I don't need help. I'm sorry.
That's fine. So we'll have a conversation about whatever you want to have a conversation with. It really doesn't matter to me. And then every time you use a pronoun, you'll just hear a noise. You know what I'm saying? To let you know you used a pronoun, so that I can make sure that you don't ever have to use one again. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. That's fair.
That's fair. Awesome. So what do you want to talk about?
Well, I want to talk about Trump isn't your problem. Okay. So I don't know.
Oh, sorry. You said I. You said I there, and I is a pronoun.
Trump,
and since you don't want to use,
Trump
you don't want to use
is not
I.
your problem, sir. Trump is not your problem.
That's Donald Trump yelling at you that you used another pronoun, sir. And I just don't want you to have to use pronouns. If you don't want to use them, then I'm just trying to make sure that you don't use them and you be a good host for you.
To fit somebody else's feelings for what they think that they are.
That's not a pronoun, sir. Sorry, you can't use that as a pronoun. I'm sorry, just since you don't use pronouns.
Correct you with what I
that's also a pronoun, sir. Sorry, whenever you hear the noise, that means you accidentally used a pronoun, and I want to make sure that you don't do that in the future, okay?
Since you know so much.
There's another one. You is also a pronoun, okay? So you can't use that in the sentence. We got to make sure that you don't do that.
I'm not using pronouns.
No, you said I is also another pronoun. Sir, maybe you're confused. Maybe you're confused. Whenever you hear the noise, sir, whenever you hear the noise, you used a pronoun, okay? Yeah, whenever you hear the noise, you used a pronoun. So I just want to make sure that you don't use it. Sir, it's like I'm your sponsor, like at AA. I'm sure you know what that's like. It's like I'm your sponsor at AA, right? And so like I'm trying to make sure that you don't slip and that you don't relapse.
I don't need you to make
maybe you said I again. I, sir, I is still a pronoun. It did not change in the last few seconds. Okay, it is still a pronoun, and I need to make sure that you don't use it, all right?
Whatever you say.
There's another one. We got another pronoun in there, sir. Sir, you know what, sir?
Having a good
Sir,
time
do you,
tonight.
sir? Sir, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm not sure. Do you actually use pronouns? Because it does sound like you use pronouns because you keep using them.
I don't use
So there you go. There's I. You just used it again, sir. I is still a pronoun. So you are going to have to stop using that if we're going to continue to have a conversation. Because I can't in good faith allow you to use pronouns if you say that you don't use them, okay?
You can't avoid me.
That's another pronoun, sir. That's another pronoun, man. Sir, I think that maybe you use pronouns. That's still another pronoun. Oh my goodness, that's still another pronoun. Sir, I can do this all day, but we can move on. We can move on whenever you like.
Trump.
Yeah,
everything is about Trump.
Yeah, we can move on whenever you like. All I need you to do, sir. All I need you to do, sir. Oh, you said he. That's another pronoun, sir. All I need you to do is say, I use pronouns, and then I can put this down, and we can continue the conversation.
Okay, I use pronouns. You happy?
Oh, okay, you do use pronouns. Okay, I'm glad we got that out of the way, sir, because Donald Trump was not going to stop yelling at you. He is very angry. He was so angry that he lost his little MAGA hat. It's like over here now. And so he lost his little MAGA hat. He's so angry. Look at how angry he is. I'm so glad that you use pronouns, sir. I'm so glad that
I don't vote, my boy. I'm not like you. I'm not part of your system.
So thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Truth is, bro, I identify as late. My pronouns are almost there. Should I refer to you as almost or there? I'm not sure, Truth. Thank you so much. So anyway, sir, now that you've recognized that you use pronouns, why do you still support Trump?
Well, Trump, I mean, he is a good president, right?
No.
You don't agree with that? He's a good president. He's not America first. He's not doing things for the best interest of America.
It's insane.
No, he is not.
How is he not, Polly? How is he not?
Because attacking Israel is not in the best interest of America. Tariffing other countries is not in the best interest of America. The Epstein files not in the best interest of America. Him suing the American government for $10 billion is not in the best interest of America.
How many times did he get sued? Democrats are trying to stop everything that he's trying to do.
Like what?
They're trying to stop everything. They sue, they block, they shut down the government. They say it's a Republican shutdown whenever they're all voting to keep it shut down. It doesn't make any sense. How are they saying it's a Republican?
You're right. It doesn't make sense because it's not true.
Are voting to open the government back up. I mean, here we are twice again.
Yeah, and why were they trying to? Why were they keeping the government shut down?
Politics, playing politics.
Yeah, what type of politics, sir? What politics?
I mean, that's really your profession. I'm not like a
it was to put restrictions on ICE for them to put restrictions on ICE for them to stop killing American citizens. I think that's America first, right?
Why were they killing American citizens?
I don't know, sir. Why was the Trump administration killing American
citizens?
citizens?
Trying to hit an ICE officer with the vehicle and wasn't.
Yeah, that's whatever I do. Whenever I'm trying to hit someone with a vehicle, I go 2 miles an hour and turn the wheel away from them.
Well, you can just stop. You can comply.
No. Oh, yeah, just comply. Just get on the train. Just go to the camps. Just wear that letter on your chest, right?
I mean, what was her?
Yeah, just comply.
Like,
just go to the camps. It's
car,
okay.
Like,
it's okay.
She was supposed to have been going. I mean, was her car face the direction it was supposed to have been going, or was it like sideways in the middle of
Sir,
the road?
what was Alex Preddy doing? What car was he trying to hit somebody with?
I don't know. I thought maybe I think I seen him get aggressive with the officer.
He got aggressive with an officer. Well, you know what, sir? That's a great part of the law. I love that part of the law where it says if you're aggressive with an officer, then they can shoot you in the fucking back while they have you detained and on the ground.
I can't necessarily say that I agree with that. With
Well,
what
neither
happened with
did the
him.
Democrats, sir. So they were like, hey, we should probably put some restrictions on ICE, make sure they're using warrants, make sure they're using body cams, make sure that they have the correct training for, for use of force. We should make sure that they have those things before we send them out into the streets. And Republicans said, no, we don't want them.
Insane.
Republicans said, no, we don't want them. Okay, to have things like this. We want them to be able to run around unabated, to be able to shoot American citizens. And the Democrats were like, no, we don't want that.
Well, the Democrats also wanted them to take their masks off, and I don't think that ICE agents should be required to take their masks off, coming from the same side that said that we had to have masks at a certain point. Now they want the mask off. I mean, which is it now? Because we don't have COVID and ICE agents are out here getting out illegal immigrants, and now you want them to take the mask off so that way, like people can know who they are and that they are unsafe, their families are unsafe, and so on. I think that they should have the
Let me ask
mask
you a
off.
question, sir.
They're out here.
So if being in ICE is so dangerous that they have to wear a mask, then why aren't they wearing masks in airports?
It obviously is dangerous.
Then why aren't they wearing masks in airports?
I mean, they're not having to deal with people out there rioting in the street and that are trying to.
But it doesn't matter, sir. They're ICE and their job is so inherently dangerous that you just said that they need to wear masks because people will come after them, people will come after their families, right? And if that's the case, sir, then how come the FBI doesn't wear masks? How come the LAPD or the NYPD don't wear masks? How come no other policing agency in the United States needs to wear masks? Like pretty much at all, unless you're like part of like certain fugitive task squads or something like that. How come no other department?
Like when the feds come to get you, I mean, they wear a mask. So
no, they don't. When the FBI comes to get you, they don't wear a mask. When the DEA comes to get you, they don't wear a mask. When the ATF comes to get you, they don't wear a mask. There are like the U.S. Marshals that sometimes wear a mask, but that's for specific reasons. None of which ICE is accomplishing.
Look, Polly. And I understand what you're saying, and I understand a lot of what people are saying about the ICE agents and what they are doing, without asking for an ID. And then, I know our rights where we don't even have to give them ID. And I feel like they are violating people's rights to a certain extent. But the overall mission and goal of them are to get out the illegal immigrants. And I think that the Democrats, when they let them in, that they knew that these people weren't going to go without a fight. They knew it was going to be a problem. I believe that they wanted chaos. They let these sleeper cells in the country so that way they could destroy our power grid. And that's just a bigger thing. People say Trump this, Trump that.
They would destroy our power grid?
Period.
Did you just say destroy our power grid?
$39 trillion in debt.
No, hold on, sir.
We'll
Did
never
you
be
just
able
say
to pay it back.
destroy
Our dollars
our
lose
power
7%
grid?
a year.
Was that a real thing you just said?
Say that one more time. I'm
Did
sorry.
you say destroy our power grid?
They can't destroy our power grid? With 15 of those transponders across the United States, they cannot take down our power grid, Polly?
No.
Are you serious? So you don't think that these sleeper cells in this country or EMP set above our country can just, you think that like we just don't have it coming? Like we're just untouchable?
Yes, one giant EMP set over what I believe is Ohio, the size of a nuclear bomb would do that. But no, I don't think a sleeper cell has a nuclear bomb that they can launch from the United States.
It's not about them.
Over the state of Ohio.
It's not about
yeah, I don't believe a sleeper cell can do that. Yeah.
But you don't believe that multiple of them can take down certain
What are they going to do? Stand in
affect our
Ohio
whole
all
power
in one
grid as
little
a whole?
group and like just launch the freaking nuclear weapon up?
Say that one more time, I'm sorry.
What do you think they're going to do? All stand like all the sleeper cells are going to get together in Ohio and hold the nuclear weapon and be like, just throw it up in the air about a mile and a half
it would just
so we
take
shut
them
down all
to
the United
destroy.
States?
Look, we already have a problem with mass shooters, just one shooter. Imagine if it's 10, 15 people getting together.
Well, sir, I agree that sleeper
what type
cells
of problem
are.
that's going to be for this
I
country?
agree, sir. I agree that sleeper cells are super important, right? I believe that super cells are a real fear that we should have in the United States, right? Because they are very dangerous to have. This is why we shouldn't have a fucking YouTuber running the motherfucking FBI. Okay? Yes, I know that he can see two sleeper cells at once. Okay? That is an advantage. Okay? But outside of that, why are we having Kash Patel a fucking YouTuber with no experience in law enforcement in charge of the people that are supposed to find the sleeper cells.
Polly, we're not going to approve of everybody. I think he's a weirdo too.
Sir,
Look,
sir,
you're talking
what-
to somebody that doesn't vote. I'm 39 years old. I've never voted. I'm not going to vote. But if I was going to vote for anybody this time around, it would have been Trump. But I still didn't vote because I mean. And then I hear you.
Well, that's
talk
the
about
only
Trump.
intelligent
Trump
thing
is
you've
not
said
the
so far.
problem. And like I'm getting into, the government period is our problem. I mean, bro, we're $39 trillion in debt. Our dollars is losing 7% every single year. Our currency is constantly being devalued.
Man, maybe
all we have to talk about is Trump.
Maybe if we voted correctly, then we wouldn't be in this situation. But we got too many people like you.
Democrats have been in power
but we have too many people like you who don't fucking vote. If people like you actually fucking voted and put people in power that weren't doing this bullshit, then we wouldn't be in this fucking situation. It's literally your fault. It is literally your fault. It is people like you who don't fucking vote, okay? Who literally sit back and complain. You don't do anything to get better candidates, to do things to help, further our system. You just do things you just sit up here and whine and fucking complain about how everyone is fucking bad when the problem is you. All the people like you who sit on their fucking asses and do nothing, who do nothing. You do nothing. You contribute nothing to the problem that we have and then complain about people that fucking do. You're a waste of space. You want to fucking do something to fucking change how we're 39 fucking $billion in debt or whatever we are, fucking $1 trillion. I don't even fucking remember right now. Got me all wound up. However much in debt we fucking are. $39 trillion in fucking debt. If you want to fucking put in somebody, okay, that's going to fix the $39 trillion debt that we have, then you need to find someone that's going to fix that and vote for them. But you just want to sit here and whine. That's all you want to do. You just want to whine.
I'm not whining. I'm pointing out facts.
And that does what? How does you pointing out shit fucking fix a goddamn thing?
What does you pointing out stuff about Trump or whatever else?
It makes sure that we don't put somebody like Trump in fucking office again, who's literally added $12 trillion plus of that $39 trillion by himself in 5 years of presidency. It stops things like that from happening. Yeah. So then we put in somebody who's better, who maybe somebody like Bill Clinton who actually balanced the budget.
Infrastructure bill. I see no infrastructure.
Well, then you're blind.
Bill?
Then you're blind.
You'll have a road crew coming near you.
Yeah, literally, there's like the largest bill, sir. There is literally, sir. There is literally a massive fucking bridge construction that is going on right next to my house due to that infrastructure bill. The small airport by my house that I fly out of has had huge expansion based off of that fucking infrastructure bill. Okay? I have literally seen massive products happening right around me, and I don't even live in a big area. And I have seen massive products from that infrastructure bill directly affect me. And guess what? Millions. I'm literally watching people in this chat right now. Kentucky, Ohio bridge, new subway system in New York City. They are literally new. We got high-speed internet infrastructure. We got that also. The reason I'm able to talk to you right now is because of the fiber infrastructure that came from the infrastructure bill that I'm using to talk to you right now. Highways in Texas, Michigan highways, Seattle freaking light rail. Like road repairs in my city. I'm literally just scrolling through the chat and literally just watching people. Delaware I-95, no more lead pipes. Phoenix Airport got improvements. I'm literally sitting here watching people talk, literally watching people talk about all the amazing things that are happening directly in their areas right now due to that infrastructure bill.
And Trump is in office. and look at all the beautiful things.
Wow. Thank you for the fucking intelligent comment after that. Here's your comment. Infrastructure bill did nothing.
funny.
Hey, here's all the examples of infrastructure. Your dumb brain. Oh, Trump is still in office. And your dumb brain just did this.
Hey, you left the door open. I had to do it. I had to say it. So
the door was probably built due to the Biden infrastructure bill. That's the sad part. Is the fucking door that you're talking about was probably built under the Biden infrastructure bill.
I mean, you can say whatever you want to say, Paul. It doesn't make it true. It doesn't make it factual. You can tell me about all these good things that are happening, but it doesn't mean that it's tied to that infrastructure bill that was approved under Biden.
Oh, you know what's actually sad is there was actually a whole website that showed all of the infrastructure projects that were currently being built due to that policy, and Donald Trump had it taken down because he was so mad that Biden's infrastructure bill was doing so well and it made him look like a fucking jackass, like a fucking that he fucking is, that he had the website taken down because it made him look so fucking stupid.
I don't care what makes people look stupid. I don't look,
Yeah, including yourself, obviously.
We have bigger problems than that. You can call me stupid all you. I'm not part of the system. The same person that you're calling stupid is going to outlast.
No, somebody not part of the system. You know, so you're not on a high ground. You're not on a.
Come on,
you're not on a high ground because you don't vote, and you're still in the system regardless of whether you vote or not. Because guess what? The roads that you drive on, the fucking connection that you're talking to me on, the fucking job that you have, the taxes that you pay, the fucking satellites that fly over your head that let AccuWeather know whether it's raining outside, so you don't have to fucking go outside to do it. All of those things that that exist with you in fucking life, they are all part of the system. The fact that you have a smartphone right now when you are talking to me means that you're part of the system. What all you're saying is that you choose, okay, to not participate in the system that runs you, which means that you are weak. That means that you are a sheep, which means that you allow the system to run you without you having any say in it. You are weak because of your decision making. You are not stronger. You are a weak person who refuses to actually have a decision making in your own fucking life and the own system in which you live in. You are weak because of it. That is all you are. You're just bragging about being a sheep, bro. That's all you're fucking doing. You are bragging about being a sheep. You're a sheep who does not even know that he's a sheep. You're a sheep that thinks he's a fucking wolf. That's all you are. You are literally fucking like, you're literally watching the wolves eat up all of your sheep friends, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna stay neutral on this. I'm going to stay neutral. I know I'm a sheep and I'm watching all the wolves eat all the sheep around me, but I'm going to stay neutral on this. Okay? Cuz I don't want to be I'm not a part of your system. Happy birthday to the motherfucking ground, right? Happy birthday to the ground. I threw the rest of the cake too. I'm not a part of your system. I'm not a part of your system.
Holly's part of that black puppet system that these Democrats like to use. And it's okay because the same person saying I'm done.
Oh, you're still here? Holy shit, I forgot you were here. Sorry, I actually had you muted. My bad.
You're going to be over there rubbing sticks together with no magnesium, no fire starters, trying to figure out how to get your next meal, starving to death. That same dumb person, though, right?
I have a lighter in my house.
I can't hear it. I can't hear it. Yeah.
Yeah, watch. Ooh, I made fire. Cool. Wow. Look, guys, we did it. This guy thinks I need to fucking go start fire outside. This guy thinks that we need to go. I need to go. Look, hey, bud. Woo, cool. I made fire. Oh, wow. Cool. Guys, dude, what fucking, are you so much of a Neanderthal you haven't evolved to the pack or where you know how to make fire? What the fuck are you talking? You're a fucking, do you need to go to your bunker or something? Holy shit, bro. Jesus Christ. Do you have anything of intelligence to actually add to this conversation or?
He is not the problem.
No, you are, sir. I already made that very clear.
When we have bigger, no,
No, I already made it very, very clear, sir. He is not the problem. You are the problem. You are the problem. You are the problem. You are the problem. People like you, especially black men like you, are the 100% the problem. Yeah, especially black men like you are 100% the problem. You are the actual problem that exists on this planet, okay? You are the actual reason why we can't get anything done is because people like you think that you're smart by not being part of any system while you are literally just being ran and drugged by the fucking system the entire time. You are literally being grabbed by the collar and drugged like a child by the system and saying, I'm not a part of it, as they just drag your black ass through the fucking gravel and fucking just tear your ass up while you just sit there and go, I'm not a part of the system, bro. Bro, you are the fucking system. You're exactly what people like MAGA want. Fucking black men to sit there and shut the fuck up and be good little fucking boys in their fucking little corner. You are exactly what fucking MAGA wants. Fucking weak, afraid to stand up fucking black man. Nope, they don't want anything more than weak, afraid to stand up fucking black men. They want you to sit in your fucking place in your little fucking corner where you fucking belong and shut the fuck up and stay out of their fucking way. And that's exactly what you're doing.
He didn't want his kids growing up in a segregated jungle, but Trump's the racist, though, right? The party of Lyndon Johnson said he had.
Yeah, you want to repeat what Biden said again so I can school you on that?
200 years. Biden said he didn't want his kids growing up in a segregated jungle.
That's not what he said.
What did he say?
You want me to pull up the full quote?
What did he say? Yeah.
Would you like me to pull up the full quote so I make you look dumb?
Racist? Yeah, pull it up. Pull it up.
Sure.
Tell me, please.
Sure.
I don't want my kids.
It's a very long quote, so it's going to take me a second to read it.
Yeah, what does it say?
Sir, you have to give me time to pull it up. I don't have it just saved to my fucking desktop.
Okay. And
Holy shit, dude. Calm down, buddy.
What did Lyndon Johnson say as well while you're looking that up?
Well, do you want me to do this one first?
I mean, you probably know what Lyndon Johnson said about these dumb niggas voting Democrat for the next 200 years.
Yeah, I know what everybody says about dumb niggas voting, but, you know, there's also dumb niggas that ain't voting. That's you. So, here we are. Yep. So, anyways, I got to put it up on the screen anyway. So, and let me see. I got to pull up the whole quote in here. So I want to make sure you guys can see it. I don't want to fucking, this is the entire friggin' thing. So it might take me a second to find the exact part. Let's see. Cool, here we go. Here's the entire full quote. Sorry, it took me a second to get there.
It's all good.
We have a fundamental disagreement, you and I suspect, as to what I need to ensure that we need to have orderly integration, need to have orderly integration of society. I'm not just talking about education, but all of society. I do not know that your total position, Mr. Taylor, has stated his, as others. I am anxious to hear from Mr. Fleming of the U.S. Commission on Civil Rights. Unless we do something about this, my children are going to grow up in a jungle. That jungle being a racial jungle with tensions having built so high that it's going to explode at some point. We have got to make a move on this. You say I'm throwing bricks. I am not as good at analogies and homilies as all of you are, but I think busing in a way in which it goes beyond the constitutional mandates is like throwing a bus through the civil rights movement. I think that has repercussions that are extensive in terms of the ultimate objective of seeing that we get integrated neighborhoods, of seeing that we eventually eliminate job discrimination, of seeing that we change housing patterns, of seeing alteration of tax structures. He's literally talking about anti-immigration. He's literally talking about being anti-busing and anti-freaking segregation. And you're over here like, oh, he's talking about racial jungle. He's literally saying that if we don't stop like segregation, that he's going to grow up in a racial jungle where there's going to be so much tension it's going to explode. So we need to immigrate.
Okay. And I'm a reasonable guy. And you just broke it down for me. So maybe I was wrong. So let's talk about so when Trump said that thing about good people on both sides and Democrats chopped that up to how they wanted to, did they not do the same thing like what I just said and how you broke it down for me? Didn't they do the same thing
Nope, absolutely
with
not.
Trump? Just take little bits and pieces?
Nope.
When Trump said that there was good people on both sides? Come
Nope.
on, man. You know that
Sure didn't.
because I've seen the quote. And I mean, why don't you pull that up then?
Sure, I can
So we
very
can
easily
see.
because here's what happens, sir. Because I've been asked about this 1,000 fucking times, and I've watched this video 1,000 fucking times. Okay, literally, probably close to 1,000 at this point. Here's what happened: Donald Trump is directly asked about neo-Nazis, and he's asked about them, and he goes, "Well, there's good people on both sides." And exactly about 7 minutes later in the video, he says, "Oh, well, you know, like by good sides, I don't mean like the, sorry, he doesn't even say anything about the good sides. He's like, oh yeah, well, not the neo-Nazis." 7 minutes later, he has nothing to do with what he's talking about. It wasn't a chop
He
up.
still denounced them. He still denounced them.
He denounced them
All the
after
black people
advocating
loved
for him.
President Trump before he ran for president. Everybody loved
So
Donald Trump.
so if a white guy was on this conversation right now and was saying and just said straight outside, "I hate black people," and then 7 minutes later was like, you know, black people aren't too bad. Which one are you believing, sir?
Say it one more time.
If a white guy came on this live right now and straight up was just like, "I don't like black people," and then 7 minutes later, after the conversation has already ended, right? After the conversation has completely changed, 7 minutes later goes, "Well, you know, actually, black people aren't too bad." Does the part where he said that he hates black people just go away?
He would.
Does the part where he says he hates black people just go away?
I wouldn't say he's right, but I say he's prejudiced.
Does that part just go away? No, just like the part where Donald Trump says that there's good people on both sides doesn't just go away. Just because he says something later on in the conversation that might be contradictory doesn't mean that the first part goes away. He is the president of the fucking United States. And I know that people have somehow fucking forgotten this, but the words of the president of the United States used to fucking matter.
So can I use this example, right? Because it's another thing that I'm against is that rebel flag, right? And then what do they say now? They say pride, not hate, right? But yet, if you look back in the day, 40s, 50s, 1940s, 50s, and 60s, what were they doing with that same flag, the KKK? They were running around chasing black people down, right? Right? With that same flag. It wasn't pride, not hate then, right? So you lost your right to say pride, not hate now. So it's kind of the same analogy with that. I just related it to the rebel's flag. You know, you can't say, "Oh, well, black people this, black people that," and then come back later on and say, "Oh, well, they're not all bad." Same thing with that flag. You can't say pride, not hate now.
Sorry, you just fucking missed the fuck out of me. What the fuck are you talking about?
No, I didn't. I just related to the same thing, just on a different topic, on something else that, you know.
You did a
me as
real
person
shit
is
job, but
against.
I'll try to correct this. The Confederate flag is a completely racist flag, and anybody that flies it is a fucking racist, and I don't give a shit about your fucking history or your fucking bloodline or what fucking part of the fucking country you came from. If you're fucking rocking the Confederate flag, you're a motherfucking racist, and I don't give a shit what part of the fucking country you're fucking from or where your fucking family grew up. I don't give a fuck.
We have common ground on that, so you understand what I just said.
And I
right?
don't
They
have a
say
clue
pride,
what
not
the
hate
fuck you just said.
nowadays.
I don't have a motherfucking clue what you just said.
What I'm saying is,
and nobody else does
they
either.
say pride,
Everybody's
not-
literally in my
they
chat
say
going like,
pride,
huh?
not hate,
What?
right?
What the fuck are you talking about?
They wear shirts that say what? Pride, not hate, right? With the
I have no idea who you're talking about.
If I'm lying, I'm dying. White
I have
folks,
no idea
they
what you're
wear-
talking about.
They say that pride stands for that flag stands for pride,
Who?
not hate. White folks that represent that flag,
What about them?
that fly the flag, whether it's on their shirt, whether it's on their truck, whether it's
What
on
does
the
that have to
flag
do with
itself.
Donald Trump saying there's fucking good people on both sides when asked a question about neo-Nazis?
No,
What does this have to
because-
do with
look,
anything?
Because like
Are you
use
trying to
the
make a
black
Are you
guy
trying
or
to
the
make a
white guy,
comparison saying
like
that
you
fucking
use the
Donald Trump
white
likes
guy
neo-Nazis
for an
also?
example.
Like I don't like that neo-Nazis
like you
fly
use
for.
the
I don't,
white
what are you
guy
talking
for an
about?
Example, right? Like you use the white guy for an example, saying that if he come into the thing saying something negative about black folks, and then come back later about like Donald Trump in a video and say something negative, and try to cover it up and say, oh well, they're not all bad, right? Right? You just
I don't know what kind of comparison you're making it, but I'm just letting you know nobody understands what it is. Okay?
That's all good. That's all good.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not.
I know. Probably in your head, you're probably like, dude, I just killed it with that analogy, and nobody else gets it.
Look,
okay.
Look, debating a debater, somebody that does this for a living, what I would really like to see you do is debate somebody on the other side of the aisle that does this for a living as well. Because all I see you doing is just debating regular people that call in, and you just basically make them all look stupid because this is what you do for a living.
First of all, I have a 9-to-5 job. This is not what I do for a living. So let's start there. Second of all, I have debated people that do this for a living, and I've worked them on this live.
Who? Name one. Name one person.
Montana was the last one, which is actually really funny.
Somebody that I watch, or no,
Yeah.
like somebody.
How is somebody that you watch? How do I fucking know what you watch? How do I know who the fuck you watch, sir? I've talked to fucking what's his name? Andrew fucking Wilson. I've talked to fucking Montana. I've talked to all, sir. I will debate the ghost of Charlie Kirk. I don't give a shit, because you know what's fucking great is that I have fucking facts on my side. Okay, you can't beat me in a debate because I have fucking facts on my side. That's all it is. All right, I have facts on my side, and I just debate from fucking facts. You guys just like to get into fucking opinions and all sorts of stuff. I will fucking debate anyone. Fucking throw, fucking. You can get the ghost of Charlie Kirk and Jesus right next to each other, right? And fucking, I'll debate both of them side by fucking side and go fucking pound for pound for them. I don't give a shit, dude. You think I'm afraid?
The people that are on the opposite side that listen and watch your videos could say the same thing about you, that you just go off opinions, that you read something and you just go with whatever fits your narrative.
Yet I can back everything that I say, just like I just backed that thing with Biden and put it on the screen.
Yeah, you did. And I appreciate you doing that. I mean, I can't really say anything negative toward that. The only thing I can do is say, man, you corrected me, and admit it. You know, that's what a man does. So I was wrong.
Well,
But
you know
that
what?
still doesn't
I
make everything else that
I
you
am
say
glad that
factual.
you are admitting that you're wrong. That is more than most people do in this fucking life. So I will at least give you that. All right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right. Well, you have a good
And,
one, okay?
I appreciate it. Good talking with you, Polly. Have a good night. Yes, sir.
I need to make sure that I clipped that whole first part. Don't let me forget to clip that part with that pronouns, dude. I gotta clip that. That shit was fucking too good. That shit was too fucking funny, bro. The pronoun shit was so fucking funny. I was trying to hold it together, bro. Yo, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. Dude, that was so much fun, bro. That was so much fun. I'll post that video later. All right, y'all. Make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I will be on tomorrow night, 7:30 Central. Okay? Because I got tennis tomorrow. So I'll be on 7:30 Central. If you're calling me right now trying to debate, come back at 7:30 Central tomorrow, because when my lives start, I don't have anyone to debate normally. You'll get on right away and we can have a great conversation, okay? So please and thank you. Hit that up. If you guys are over on the TikTok side, go to Ari's live. Go do an Ari raid. She's on with Jimmy Snow right now. I'm sure they're having an amazing live over there. So go raid Ari over on TikTok. Actually, if you're over on YouTube, you can go raid them over there too on Jimmy Snow's page. And say Polly sent you. Do a Polly raid into Jimmy Snow's over there too. That'd be fun. So Ari raid over on TikTok, Jimmy Snow raid over there on YouTube. That'll be. She's off? She told me to raid her when I got off. What are you talking about? She's not off. She's on right now. Mermaid RE0. Mermaid RE0. Oh my God, I did hit 700,000. Holy shit. Sorry, I didn't even realize that. Marcy, thank you so much. Yo, thank you so much. 720,000 likes. Holy shit, that is absolutely huge. Huge up in the chat for the chat over here. Holy shit. Thank you guys so much. Also, Flexen, thank you so much for the $7 tip. Thank you, Polly, for destroying the last caller. I really appreciate that. Amber, thank you so much for the 5 gifted. Jen, thank you so much for the $10. Said, where did you get your little Trump doll? I'm going to get me one when I get my Doge tariff check. I found it at a gas station. I found it on the gas station, actually. Funny enough. It was crazy. Truth, thank you so much for the $20. And I'm a mom of 3, she, her. I'm LMAO this call. Oh, thank you. I know how I refer to you now. She, her. Really appreciate that. Yeah, they're together on YouTube Vertical. Go check them out. And they're over on TikTok Vertical also. Obviously, because TikTok's only vertical. Go check them out. Capricious, thank you so much. Tatar said, I love it. I love it here. Lovely said, I wish they go back to grade school, learn what pronouns are. Me and you both. And I think one for non-voters should have to have a voice. Yeah, I kind of agree with that too. I really appreciate that. Love you guys. Hope you guys have a wonderful evening. I need to go take a shower. I feel gross. So I will see